And hey, everybody, welcome to an OCS semifinals event. I am Dan Tertagliano, also known as D's Hard Tag 1, coming to you live from the great state of Minnesota. We have the great. A little. I noticed you're a little confused tonight, Garrett. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Great seems like a little too overblown of an adjective. Generally acceptable is usually the goal I shoot for.
Well, I
So,
noticed that you're a little confused. You have a Minnesota Wild trash can, but you're wearing a Vegas Knights hat.
so I have a really big head and difficulty finding hats that will fit. You laugh like I'm kidding. This is a
I've seen your head.
serious.
I've seen your head. I know the feeling. Believe me, I know the feeling.
So I occasionally, if I find a hat that I like the appearance of, no matter the team, I will buy it. And like I didn't own a hockey hat. I had one. I had a Mighty Ducks hat I bought in Anaheim when I was there for a work thing that a foster dog of ours chewed up. And my youngest plays hockey, plays high school hockey, and
Yeah.
said I need to have a hockey hat. And I spent months trying to find a wild hat that would fit, and was just unable to find one. And found the Vegas hat, and it fit. And I like black, and there we go. So.
So tonight we have the first of our two semifinal matches. This one, of course, being the Drew Lichtenstein versus Justin Desai match. I believe that they're going to be playing both matches. Drew, I noticed, is in the chat. He said he's going to be posting as soon as we're ready. So Bill has notified him that we are ready. So why don't we go ahead and get into GEMP?
Okay.
Pulling it up
Oh,
now.
looks like you just pulled it up. I'd said give us a minute to finish warm-ups just so we could kind of talk about how we got here. This is obviously the top four of the OCS. We've got Drew Lichtenstein, who's coffee pass on GEMP.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Mike Pistone in a very close game
Yes.
in his top 16 match, and then had to have a friendly team kill with against his friend and new advocate Mike Kessling
Yes.
to
Friend.
advance into top four. Friend, playtest partner, neighbor. They both live in Atlanta.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, Drew and Mike are like tied at the hip. They're like Batmouse and cooked meats.
As I say, Batmouse and everybody. Like
Yeah.
Batmouse is everybody's friend. He you can't call,
We could say that, but okay.
yeah.
So, uh,
And
give it.
Justin looks like Drew's just waiting for the game to start. Justin got here by beating his former playtest partner, MHT, Matthew Harrison Trainer, in the first round. And then he beat Chris Werfs in the top eight,
Yeah.
running Hitco and slip sliding walkers in a game match I streamed from a hotel room in Ohio while starting to suffer the effects of COVID. It's been kind of a rough week for both of us here. I
Yes, it
know
has.
everyone who had the fear of missing out and felt bad about not going to Ohio. There was one downside, but as I kind of talked to some other folks, like, I'm not sure I wouldn't still have gone. So take
Yeah.
that as you will. So we're starting here. Looks like Drew's starting with Darkside
Okay.
and going with Map
Ah.
versus Justin going with Obi Muning, it looks like.
Yeah, and it's going to be for me. It's going to be interesting to see which variant of Odin Muning. I know that his teammate Tom Strother has been playing more of a you run like Luke Rebellion's Hope, you run a lot of like Destiny adders and stuff. Um, Drew going with the Starkiller base version of Map as well. So,
Starting the mind tricks won't work on me, so one
hmm
beat down, he can survive without a problem. Interestingly, Justin picked Ray for his rep, not Luke. You would think with he's not running Jedi Lukes, you could take Luke as your rep,
hmm
and you know I would think you have more Lukes than Rays. Most decks it runs 3 to 2. You're running 3 Lukes, although I
and
have definitely seen some Obi Munings that ran like 2 Master Lukes and 1 Luke Rebellion's Hope, or vice versa.
hmm
So it might have just been he'd rather know it's Ray and know he has the right Ray.
And the other
as they
thing is, like, he's starting with the "I can't believe he's gone" effect. So, I mean, for me, that tells me, like, if you go with, like, a Luke, or even if you go with, like, Leia or somebody like that, you have the potential to revive them with the effect.
yeah. And I think that also is telling he's probably running fewer weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
without
agree.
Saito or Kalfas, he's probably just running like one Luke's lightsaber.
Maybe not even. Like, if he's going with
So
Rebellion's Hope, like, he might not even run that.
very possibly he could be running a kind of space variant almost that runs Rebellion's Hope on R2 and Red 5, and
Yeah.
that can be kind of nasty. So we've talked a lot about what could be happening and sort of ignored
Oh,
what's going on with the
okay.
game so far. Justin went and got 3PO with his parts showing, and Drew grabbed a Starkiller base site, dropped a new Kylo there, and I think this is the first time in the OCS we've seen, or it's the first
Mm-hmm.
game I've run that I've seen new Kylo hit the table. He is a
He's a beast.
kind of a beast. Like
He can be a legitimate tank.
he can be tough for Justin to deal with. You know, he grabs once per game, he'll grab an interrupt from reserve deck, which is pretty huge. Like he can't
Mm-hmm.
get Gick, but he can get anything else. And
Close call.
you
That is
don't need
one.
Gick with the mind tricks.
True.
So
And I know from experience because I played a very kind of not an exact matchup, but a very similar one at the Ohio Omega Worlds on excuse me day 2. It was my Obi Muning versus Bill Kafer's map, and it was just a hard matchup because don't get me wrong, like Matt doesn't have the strong characters that like say Bring It Before Me does. However, like it just feels like they have a lot of like I don't know, like you have that damage mitigation with the Kylo, like he's very hard to get rid of. On top of that, their space package isn't terrible. Like the finalizer isn't anything to sneeze at. So
yeah, I mean this will be, I expect, a close game either way. I don't think,
yes,
especially with mind tricks, I don't think Drew is going to walk into two beatdowns. And it, it'll be interesting. I am not delirious from COVID. I just took a test and tested negative finally for the first day in
lucky.
5 days. So I finally get to.
I'm
I,
still all three of us. No, I think Bill was one of the
no,
people
because
that actually didn't have COVID.
no, because in chat, Bill said he agreed with me that Luke should have been the rep, not Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And I pointed out that Bill agrees with me. So clearly, we're both better than Justin. You know, as we sit and commentate on the top 4 while Justin plays it. So we do see Justin grabbed the Tatooine system with his Obi-Wan,
Well, and there's the
oh,
entrance cavern.
which tells me I do think we may be seeing Space Luke.
This
And
is a
that
Tom.
might
This is
be
the Tom build. This is 100% the Tom build.
and that might be why he took Ray,
Mm-hmm.
is if he's planning on having Luke Rebellion's Hope in R2 and Red 5, that's a
Yeah.
you know, then he can't flip the objective, and he can't flip map, and you need him to. So
And it looks like Justin is just drawing
Justin's
up.
just drawing some.
Yeah.
He didn't even put down 3PO. I think wanting to hold him for that almost tells me he's probably got another ship and is planning to put him in space to avoid the restraining bolt.
Bill, you were saying that Greg played this at Ohio. Interesting, because like I said, I played this at Endor. I had such a hard time with the deck. I mean, granted, I lost against Endor Ops. I beat a Thrawn deck. I lost to a Bringer before
Justin
me.
just went and got
So-
Chlor Slug. That is not a card I expected to see
Not in 2023.
coming out. Chlor Slug Virtual. So
Yeah.
he's very concerned about the sniper and the reusable sniper combo.
The research. It also gets around like Dr. Evazan.
Yeah, that's an interesting card.
Okay, so
So,
Drew's going to drain. Justin's going to lose Escape Pod that we just saw him use. He also is going to lose Owen Baru, and they're tracking us as well.
and like if this is similar to Greg's version, I played Greg's version at Curlier Regionals and played a little bit poorly, made a couple mistakes that I shouldn't have made, but it's a good deck. It's a tough deck to beat.
I mean, your number one mistake was playing against Hall of Famer Greg Shaw.
It definitely was. I didn't have my better than Justin chat mode on, and that was that was the problem.
Drew's looking to pull a site with the Starkiller base.
Yep.
So I did talk to our illustrious marketing advocate earlier. So we've got 4 good trivia questions for everybody today. We're going to be posting them in the chat. I'll announce when I'm going to post it. That way you know that they're coming up. We'll post them in the chat. And one's going to be a, what is it, a shiny, sparkly Hera.
I heard Sparkly Hera. I've literally never seen the Starkiller base forest used.
Really?
I didn't know that was a card.
It is a card.
It's interesting.
Okay, there's FN 2003.
Which is to let him get Jakku.
Yeah.
And my guess is he was making sure when he pulled that Starkiller by his side, he was making sure the Jakku system was in there. So now, is he going to back up FN with someone? Like, hopefully he runs spies. Like, I don't know that I want to be... Like, yeah, you have the Watto effect, but...
Why burn it when you don't have to?
He's just drawing some. Okay, well...
Okay. I mean, there's a reason why Drew's in the top 4. We're just here commentating.
I think he says Justin doesn't have it. Like, Justin's got a 10-card hand, and really only 9 of them is, we know what one is. We know one's 3PO, and one's Chlor Slug. So, yeah, that forest is beautiful. It's a stunning card. I just didn't know it existed. There's certainly cards like that.
When Jared says something humorous like that, it just like...
Oh, yeah, no.
It's really good when he comes in with a good one.
Yeah, and Jared is 100% correct. That is... I was on hiatus when Map came out. I know we've talked about this as a team before. Like, I don't have... I've maybe played 2 games with Map total. Like, I've played against it a chunk, but it's,
There's most nicely.
Especially now that we're seeing it in the OCS top 4, you could definitely see it coming up next Sunday in the BB-8 battle.
Yes, our second to last event.
Yep, the Gemp, the Gemp box series for the super fancy, beautiful deck boxes that the PC has put out is for honestly my favorite of all the boxes, the BB-8 box. It's just it pops. It's my kids yell at me as it's straight fire. It's that orange and black, and it just pops. And
it's
I'm
straight
way
fire.
too old to say straight fire, but
I was gonna say it's straight fire because he's got like that little gleamer of fire in his eye.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and depending on how many people sign up and play, there will be a box for the winner, a box for second place, and a boxes potentially for participants.
Make sure
people sign up. Make sure you get yourself signed up.
Yeah, registration ends that Friday or the Saturday before at 10 p.m. The event starts at 10 a.m. And I want to say that fellow Hall of Famer, new ally, the best current tournament advocate, Chris Schoenthal will be running the event.
I believe that was the case. I unfortunately got to look at my schedule. I may not be able to play in it because I think I've got to take a kid to lacrosse very early on Sunday morning and won't be home in time, but I'm hoping to get home and then jump on and stream for everybody if I can't play. And in this case, I do have a BB-8 box. It was one of the boxes I got when I donated. And, as we see Luke Rebellion's Hope come down, so I do think we were kind of right that Justin may have been contemplating Space Luke when he picked Ray. Because Luke Rebellion's Hope without a gun or something is kind of wimpy. Like, he's not really the best Luke.
Yeah, and Justin is right now looking through his use pile. He also deployed Han Chewie and the Falcon, so he's going to have, I believe he's got the 12 cards that he has down right now to look through his use pile, take a card. Ray is down as well.
He took one when he deployed Ray as well. He did a whole lot of he did a whole lot of deploying because he deployed Han Chewie and the Falcon, then he deployed Ray and grabbed a card, and then he deployed Luke and grabbed a card, and now he's playing Sand, which will give him another 2 cards that he can see there. So there's a bit shuffle combo and a Ray, a second Ray, which is actually really good for him because it says, hey, if you manage to kill this Ray, I know where another one is right now.
The only thing is, like, if you notice, what was I going to say? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I agree. The Luke is a little wimpy. Still no 3PO on the table, but Core Slug is deployed, so he should be kind of fine there.
And he drops Ultimatum to cap the Kylo Drain at 2. I think the 3PO is simply a matter of it was more important to set up Ultimatum the way he did. So, and that was 3PO is super important in decks, and he's very, very good, but he is not so integral that you're like, well, I'll forego setting up what I need to set up just to get 3PO down.
Yeah.
Like if he had had 2 more Force, I think 3PO comes down, but I don't think with what he deployed, I would not have not deployed those cards to instead deploy 3PO and take an extra drain damage.
Yeah, I mean, he's already taken 1 drain of 3 this game. I think he doesn't want to take the second one. So
yeah, he's gonna take a drain of 2 here because Drew's got 20 cards in Force pile.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
I don't know, but he's also got 12 cards in hand. I can't fathom that he's not gonna.
The only way I see him not doing it, is if he comes down with, like, say, the Finalizer, PV, Hux, and then guys to go to Tatooine.
Yeah, but that's a very possible thing. Like, you could see, Finalizer plus a couple guys plus Zuckuss and 4-Lime and Mist Hunter, and
he doesn't drain.
Ruin Justin's day. Now we're going Finalizer to Jakku, so
yeah. And I like him just setting up his own drains, because if you look at the board state, he's about to do 4 points of damage. Justin's doing 4 points of damage. He's already made Justin lose 3 cards. So
yeah,
why not? Like,
no, I have zero problem with this plan. I think it probably was he didn't have Zuckuss and 4-Lime. So, because I think if you have them, then I think you go to Tatooine and try and just blow Justin out. If you can drop that, that's a big, big slog on Tatooine.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is, like, I noticed that he just threw down Hux and then PV. I would have rather seen, like, PV and then Hux to give yourself an extra card. But again, that's just being nitpicky.
But then he just threw down Snoke.
Yeah.
So he's getting... really what he's missing is a second shot at the 3 cards he used for PV.
Yeah.
Like, the only way that's particularly impactful is if 2 of those 3 cards were things he really wanted. The reasoning for having it be private on GEMP but broadcasting it is basically to allow people to watch the broadcast, and because GEMP does still have limitations for how many people can be online at the same time, and if 40 people tried to go in and watch this game, we want to make sure nothing bad happens.
Yeah.
It's better to have people watch us on Twitch and have just me and Dan watching the game along with the 2 players than have 40 people logging in, trying to figure stuff out, trying to type stuff in chat when it's disabled, etc. So
yeah,
I was
going to say I couldn't have said it better myself, Garrett. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I like Drew's setup here a lot, and I think he's Bill makes a good point in chat that the Hanchu and the Falcon with Luke sitting on the ground, there's probably not a lot more space in Justin's deck unless he went, with some sort of like crazy maybe wedge plus his ship and a gun, and even that's like that's nothing against the finalizer. Like, okay, your little X-wing with its little cannon is cute, but it's not doing anything.
Like, we might see a Profundity or maybe even like a Leia's Resistant Transport, but outside of that, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Honestly, Leia's Transport Ray's already on table.
Yep.
I mean, bring out the Tidarium. Han's already on table. Who are you going to have flying your Tidarium? You? You got a light braid in there? This, Dan has apparently seen Robot Chicken, and I hope there's at least 3 people who have. Otherwise,
a few times.
A really dumb joke that no one else is getting.
So
Jared's watching this, going all these inside jokes. We see the drains going on.
Yep, he loses a sneak attack and tentacle to the first 2. And then he drains at the entrance cabin for 2. There goes an imbalance and a Allegiant General Pride.
I mean, all those are good cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how impactful they are. Oh, turn it off, hitting Scoundrel Lando.
Dang.
I think Justin was trying to take a hope and just beat up Snoke real quick, and that turn it off is
kind of nice.
That's big.
Yeah.
Drew had a really good hand. Drew was definitely...
And not having to use a barrier or anything for that, that's really nice.
Yeah, it saves him a barrier for someone else, and that's good. Looks like Justin's going in and getting probably the Cantina at this point.
Yeah, I think that's all he would have left, unless he runs like another Jabba's Palace site.
And I'd be shocked. And there's Leia Rebel Princess, who's going to cancel the Kylo Drain once.
Yeah.
And in this case, I've advocated for it before. I'm a proponent of it. I think you push through the Leia Drains, I think. So
Justin's going to grab Unik Ta out of his deck with the Walkling. I don't think he's going to play it now.
Yeah, I mean, their trackiness is good, but I don't think it's that.
Yeah, I don't think it's that important. Well, unless he's expecting, like, maybe Gravity Shadow.
I
doubt it.
Yeah, and he just moved Luke, so he's not expecting that. See, Carl, your turn it off didn't show up because the Lando I played all weekend was immune to being choked. You failed to choke him twice, and Hayes failed to choke him twice. So I apparently sleeved up the correct Scoundrel Lando, and he's the one that's going to stay in the deck, like, just in case.
So now Drew is going to be able to drain Justin for 4.
Yep.
And I kind of want to see what Drew's going to have, because he's going to have 20 Force to work with, and he's got an 11-card hand. I mean,
we know he's got Phasma in hand.
Mm-hmm.
He went and got Phasma with Hux.
Yeah.
Like, I would honestly not hate at all some sort of, like, here's Phasma, here's another trooper, here's an Ellis to bring FN 2003 over, and just overflow.
So he does
get the ping with Snoke and go hard. And he does search for and trying to play a Starkiller base site and fails.
But he did not drain with Leia, or he didn't drain with Kylo. Yeah. So Leia was not able to turn off anything. Justin ended up losing all wings, report in, and Dark Later spin, and then he lost a grappling hook as well. So I want to say that both players have lost both of their extra grabbers at this point.
Yep. So BB9 going to that play interests me.
Well, the nice thing about BB9 is the way he's worded now. You can just put him back to break the cover of any undercover spies. Yeah. So he doesn't have to be on table.
Like, there's no escape. Just send him back. General Pride.
Okay, I like that. That's a good card against, like, say, Rey.
He could also be a Pride plus Command
True.
on top of Lando and Leia, because he's going to be bonus attrition if memory serves, and maybe just trying to kill them both. And that's why he didn't. He's planning to just kill Leia this turn, so there's no need to give Justin a card back. And I don't. Oh, and there's Affleck as well. So yeah, he's.
So I'm not sure if I like the Affleck here, and the only reason is because we know that Justin has the I don't like sand out there.
That's fine. So this way.
And thank
Affleck's
you,
just
Bill. Bill
yeah,
pointing out, you don't get the bonus attrition.
You're right. Okay. See,
Bill.
this is what I've said. I've played against Map a lot. So I actually don't hate Affleck just because he's a bunch of power.
True.
And
well,
Justin doesn't necessarily want to sand either, because he wouldn't mind drawing 2 destinies. So if Justin sands, you just go, all right, I'll lose Affleck, and that's fine.
Yeah. And Justin will retrieve the All Wings combo after losing a card to Snoke. So he retrieves and adds
there's
5 to Lando's power. So now he's actually outpowering Drew.
So Drew played Command to limit Justin to 1. I don't like that.
I like that because it forced Justin into taking a card off of sand.
See, I think I would have used it to add 1. Because then, like, even if Justin pulls 2, worst case scenario, you're left with Snoke there against Justin's nobody. And I'd be okay with that compared to
draws a 5. So he's
Snoke and Pride against Justin's whatever he comes back with.
So 16 to 14, Justin draws a 4. So Justin's going to win the battle. So, but it looks like Justin is going to be down to 1 character there. Drew's going to be down to 2.
Yeah. But now Justin can just lose Leia, and Drew loses Snoke. Okay.
I don't mind. Oh, yeah, I'm a little curious on that because having Snoke out there is pretty good because you get that extra damage anytime you initiate.
He may. I wonder if Drew's got another one. So,
possible. I mean, most decks usually only run 1.
I don't think I'd move Kylo over. I think I'm perfectly content letting Kylo have that drain of 2 and sit there being power 11.
Yeah, Kylo is best when he's alone.
Like, you've now set up drains of 6 to Justin's drain of 5.
And I do like what what Drew is doing here, moving the FN 2003 down and then moving Hux down as well. Setting yourself up for a drain of 1 there. You have to think that Justin's best space card is already. It's already on the table. So, and you might have something to combat anything else that he can come down with.
The only thing I could see Justin maybe doing would be Profundity plus maybe Poe. That'd be a nasty surprise.
True.
But that's about the only thing I would see as a even possible, okay, this might be something I have to worry about. Short of that, I think you just don't have to worry about it. And, and you've got BB-8 who stops the Nabron to and from there. And I think he's got a leader there. Yep, so it's a drain of 2. I was going to say, I thought it was a drain of 2. So he's got Hux there who's a leader. So, right now, they're sort of trading about equal drains.
Yeah.
Drew's got a couple more cards on table, but it's so close right now. It's way too cllose to call.
And we did just see that Justin drained for 2 at the Cantina after doing a shuffle. Drew ended up losing Sniper and Dark Strike and Kylo, Master of the Knight of Rens, from his hand. He'll lose.
He lost You Knew What I'd Come For from hand.
Yeah.
And now he's just taking a drain of 2. There's the Zuckuss and Mist Hunter.
Zuckuss and Mist Hunter and a first strike.
Ooh. I think you would like both of those, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think either of those are crushing losses.
No.
Frankly, right now, he's in a perfectly fine position with regards to systems and battle plan. Like, you're sitting here and going, all right, well, I've got a system, you've got a system. I drain for 2 at mine, you drain for 1 at yours. I'm willing to just let you sit there.
And I think it was Bill in the chat who pointed it out, but the Steadfast should be really good at some point.
Yeah, the Steadfast going down. So there's the Unita to get back Leia.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's part of why I would have liked to see, like, I would have liked to force the issue on the Destinies and see if Justin was willing to play the I'll draw 3, you draw 2, and clear it down to 1 guy. So, be curious to see where he goes with Leia here.
3PO to Lando's location, interesting.
That, you know what? He may have a Were You Looking For Me to add a Battle Destiny.
Yeah. And I want to say this deck usually runs too.
And that would be about the only way that would really make sense. See, Hera on Han Chewie and the Falcon, that feels like it's just forfeit fodder. That also feels like it means Justin's contemplating moving it to Jakku.
Yeah, I was just going to think
and he wants the forfeit fodder because you're not going to trigger her text any other way.
No.
Drew probably, if Drew has any Imperials, it's maybe 1 Thrawn, and that would be it. So.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Bill. So, Bill pointing out in the chat some fun Outrider Cup implications for this match. If Drew advances to the finals, he moves into a tie for 5th place with Brian Fred for the final spot, which means that both will get in and there won't be a captain's pick. If Justin advances to the final, he'll be the Team USA captain.
Wow. So, yeah. There's definitely some extra things on the line here. As we see, he drops Leia at Starkiller Base in front of Affleck and then just draws a couple.
Well, no, he's in this battle. He drew.
He drew with Rey. Yep, he's in battle phase right now.
He drew a card with Rey, or no, he 3PO'd a card. And then I want to say for the European team, if Timo Dussel makes the finals, I want to say that puts him into Outrider Cup, the Outrider Cup for the Europeans as well.
Yeah, Justin did just draw. He moved the draw phase, and
yeah, he moved the Falcon over like we were just talking about.
Yeah, and I don't love that move with Hera. Like, Drew's got dudes in hand.
Yeah.
And I guess what you're doing right now is just moving. And actually, even if he had a dude that targeted Hera, Jakku, if you don't have a resistance character or resistance starship here, you can't draw more than 1 battle destiny. So even if Hera's simply just forfeit fodder, and that's cute, but I just don't.
I mean, you're
hoping to lose just Hera, and then you lost a drain of 1 instead of a drain of 2.
Yeah.
Effectively, but you paid 5 force to do it and gave up a drain of 1 to do it.
Okay, so Drew putting back a card. He's put back Dark Time for the Rebellion and Tarkin's Orders.
So he wants to draw that 5. Because that prevents it. I mean, he's setting that up. I don't see any other reason to do that during the draw phase.
So Bill pointed out that Timo getting the top 4 already put him in a tie for 5th. Okay, thank you, Bill. Carl, you don't get the extra power because she's not a pilot.
Yeah, Hera's just forfeit fodder.
Yeah.
So
we're going to get into the middle of Drew. So we're going to start with Drew's next turn number 5. Likely going to see a drain at the village.
We'll see. Should be a drain of 2. Yeah, he's not going to... If he didn't force a drain through Leia last turn, there's no way he does it this turn. So...
Especially with there being a 5 on top.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, we'll see what the drain goes through.
Yeah.
If he ends up with sitting like a 1 there, I could see him trying to do it just to force the... here's a bad destiny to draw against the finalizer.
Yeah. But you got to think that
So,
Justin's going to just use 3PO, get that one off the top.
he just 3PO'd just now, so
Okay, so that won't happen.
that may be Justin's got 14 cards in hand. I'm sure he's got a high destiny to lose from hand because he's got 3PO, he's got Leia, and he's got Lando. He's getting one back with as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Drew's activating Force one at a time, apparently. There's a...
Because Justin wants to manipulate the destiny.
Yep, Justin wanted Bith shuffle him.
I don't blame it.
So, gets rid of that tracked 5.
So while we're in the middle of Drew's activate phase, let's go ahead and give out our first... we're going to do our first trivia question. This one's going to be... Let's make this one for a GEMP AI pack. So, our first trivia question will be, and again, I'm going to be posting this in the chat. First person in the chat who can name the previous OCS winners will win a GEMP AI pack. As Justin is now doing commuting things in Drew's activate phase.
Just figuring out when he's going to let Drew finish activating, apparently. That was always my favorite part of WAP in the first turn of the game. You're just like, you don't get to finish activating until I say you get to finish activating.
Looks like Doots 37. I don't know who that is, so I think that's Robbie.
Yeah, I think that is Robbie.
That's Robbie.
That person even said they're Robbie. So
I know.
And no one would admit to being Robbie if they weren't. So.
Wow. So Drew will continue to activate. He's got 19 to work with this turn. I mean, Robbie's a good guy. Why do you got to pick on him? Just because his team is Texas.
I pick on everybody. Rooting for Texas is a, valid reason right there. So we see, he does his Luke Rebellion scope from hand. Then I expect this will be a high destiny just to take advantage of Leia and Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
So now putting the 1 there, especially with it being Luke, yep, you see the escape pod. Do you force the drain to get him back to 5, so then when you battle Lando, he's only power +1 instead of... Apparently not.
Yeah, we're not going to see that. So now, as you said,
I thought I was asking a valid question, but apparently
you were
just
too.
like, no,
No.
Drew was like, I will have none of that. We're not listening to Garrett at all. So, and I don't really blame him. Like, he's in the top 4 of the RCS, and I'm in my basement yelling at the computer. So.
Well, that's a normal for you any night of the week.
Sometimes I yell at the TV upstairs.
When Kirk Cousins plays like Kirk Cousins?
I'm all in on Josh Dobbs. We just won our 5th game in a row, and this is a Dobbs house now.
Well, why don't we stay... we got to focus on Star Wars as we see Mara Jade with lightsaber going down in front of Luke Skywalker, the Rebellion's Hope, at the cantina. I mean, we could say that this was just like the movies, but at the same time, I don't think I've ever seen Mara Jade in the movies.
So, and then Aura in front of Rey. Because I was watching that play, and I'm like, why do you put Mara in front of Luke and just leave Rey when if you kill Rey, you flip your objective?
I think I would have rather seen them swap, though. Mara go to Rey. And the only reason is because it's easier to hit. You want to get Rey off the table. You don't care about Luke.
But I don't know how many... He's only battling... I mean, Drew only left 3 in reserve deck. Drew's only battling in 1 place.
Yeah.
So...
Okay, we saw that Captain Phasma came down as well. So the question is, where are you fighting if you're Drew?
Yeah, and Bill makes a valid point that... Right now, Justin can take the other card off Sand to limit at Jakku, and then all wings.
Yes.
So Drew Drew doesn't start any battles either. Drew's like, I'm comfortable just throwing my guys in front of yours.
Yeah, especially when he's doing damage and now Justin's not.
I'll be honest, I don't love that play. That opens up. He left two spots kind of weak. He left, both Mara and Aura are not in the strongest position.
But here's the question. What characters does Justin have left? Anakin? Cassian, maybe a Padme? Like, yeah. Anakin's the worst one. And being that he's not playing with Saitor, you doubt that he's playing, like, any lightsabers so at this point.
Yeah, he's probably not making anyone forfeit 0.
Yeah. And exactly, Robbie points it out. He's got the free Gick effect. Like,
yeah, so he can get away with 1.
He should be, like, I don't think he's going to lose any Destinies. Like, you're probably going to use the Gick effect, maybe with the Aura Singh, just because she's lower forfeit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the only place that I would really be you might be concerned with Luke, just because if he comes down with, like, say, Yoda and a gift with a mentor, that's 3 Destiny.
Yeah.
But, and we all know that Luke gets absurdly powerful.
Yeah, I mean, Justin's got 13 Force, which is not a ton.
And he did save 4, though.
But Lightside is kind of cheap. That's 2 to 3 guys. And true. You're right, he probably won't get beat down in 2 places, but I would have really liked to see Drew battle at one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just to wipe the site and then do something.
Okay, there's Blue 11.
Blue 11 from hand. Is Blue 11 going to go get someone? Like, normally that would probably grab him Leia.
Yeah.
Blue 11 and Poe?
You can't.
No, from hand, I mean. Yeah, he can't go fetch Poe. My guess is Leia is the only character in deck who he could fetch.
Okay, so there's a Cassian.
Cassian as a pilot, so...
Luke's hunting rifle
on Luke.
Carl called it. I'll tell him that much.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, with baby Luke, you're running the hunting rifles or you're running R2 and Red 5, or both.
Yes,
definitely. And I haven't seen any R2 and Red 5s. I haven't seen Chirrut, but that would be a very good.
Yeah, I can agree.
Good play. The issue is, like, but once you deploy Chirrut,
he wants to put Cassian outside of the Blue 11. I don't mind that.
I would probably.
He allows it.
Yeah, he hasn't changed anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't gain any information. He didn't learn anything different.
Well,
so
he gained the information that he can shoot Cassian now.
Well, but that's. I would have allowed that revert because you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no information that was shared.
Yeah. If anything, Drew got information just that, hey, he's also got Luke's hunting rifle.
Yeah. And he's going to throw that down regardless.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so Luke's going to fight into Mara.
Which makes a whole lot of sense.
Yep.
And we'll see
if he hits her, he'll retrieve a force. Which he will not hit her.
Ooh.
Unless he can cancel and redraw. He will cancel the draw and get a redraw in as he plays Jedi Levitation.
And Drew grabs that. I
don't mind that as a grab. And Drew's like, no grab, please.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't hate that as a grab, but I don't love the... I don't actually love Justin playing it. Like, it doesn't feel... If you miss on the shot, I don't think you're overflowing Mara.
You might, because remember, you're getting the 5 into power.
Yeah, I guess.
If you don't activate one, you're getting an additional 1 from the effect.
Yeah. You're not
activating forfeit 0.
You want to leave the 1 destiny, but you've got mind tricks, so it's... And now Drew's like, I changed my mind. I do want to grab it. So...
No, that grabbing that is the right play.
Yeah, I don't have any. There's there are other cards that are worth grabbing,
Mm-hmm.
but that's never a bad card to grab.
Yeah, and no, Leia wouldn't have, because you don't get it's only. I can't believe he's gone. Only affects Battle Destinies now.
Yeah.
So, and he should get the -2 from the site.
So he's going to take it right here, I'm assuming, because otherwise the 5 guarantees the hit.
Yeah.
But Luke's probably still getting hit, and honestly, Justin's like, okay, fine, I'll just revive him. Like, Justin's not too concerned about that, and I think Drew is probably sort of fine with that. Like, okay, it is what it is.
I think you lose the gun, though.
You will lose the gun. But, like, the gun did its job. It retrieved. It did things.
It did gun things. Okay, so he's getting and he's getting a Destiny to power now, too.
Yeah, so he's going for the...
Yeah, he's going for
He's going to have him blow the, mind tricks, which is fine. I think it's a solid thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tom, have you ever called your bank and told them you've got you can't believe he's gone? It might improve your credit score.
Don't you know that Tom is the bank's?
Tom is the Bank of Gemp.
You mean, are you saying Tom or Timo?
I maintain they're the same person. It's just what accent he wants to use.
And okay, so he does. So again, Justin is still thinking about whether or not he wants to utilize the +5 with the out of play Master Kenobi.
I don't think there's any reason not to. Like, he's got 8 cards in hand, unless he really wants to draw that one.
I was going to say the only reason not to is if he wants to move something around. Like, but I don't see anywhere that he's going to want to do that.
He's adding the 5. It more would be a question of if he thinks he's going to blow the mind tricks anyways.
Oof. Draws a 7 for power, so it's going to bring him up to 15. What was I saying? Overflow.
No, but I think the question is, if he knew he was going to blow the mind tricks anyways, then save the force, because there's no reason not to. But in this case, like, he drew 2 destiny, so he's not battling anywhere else.
Yeah.
So you just say, okay, we're good here. Because, he's going to mind tricks, and he's going to revive Luke, and it's really just a question of, does Drew have something in hand to do something with that? Because
if Drew's got a cold feet, that would be silly.
Drew's deck is pretty solid right now. Like, he's got the bottom, there's a couple 5s and 4. I don't know what
so there goes Luke and the hunting rifle.
Yep. And there's Mara, and
goes Mara, and he's still down by 12. So again, he's going to have to pop the effect, which he will. Okay, he's going to use the effect to get Luke back. And no cold feet, so Luke will go back to the cantina just like nothing happened.
Well, he lost a gun. And there was a lady in there before who's gone now, so.
I mean, a lady? That's his future wife.
Some lady.
Spoilers. Sorry, everybody. Spoilers.
Yes, spoilers for a book that's 20 years old.
Spoilers for a book that's no longer canon.
Yeah.
And he'll move the Honshu and the Falcon away. I don't necessarily... I do actually agree with that, because, again, if he doesn't have the spin there, like, it could be really bad.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a spin in hand, that's just asking to get killed. And while he's got a card on sand, he's got to keep it in mind a little bit, because if Drew's got just another trooper, Justin might have to use it in that battle at Starkiller base. If Drew's got another trooper, that's a bad... That runs into a multiple battle destinies. We're back at the I'm drawing 3, you're drawing 2. You want to play this game because I think I come out on top.
Tim Simon is watching in the room. That's cheating.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be watching.
Yeah, somebody yell at Tim for us.
Yeah,
Justin will keep the upkeep for Lando going.
because yeah, it's only people who have the ability to commentate
Well, Tim does have the ability to
can watch in the.
commentate.
Yeah, I know. That's why he's able to get in.
Yeah. So the chat has corrected me as again saying that cold feet won't do anything there.
Yeah, because Luke was lost ages ago
Yeah.
in Star Wars terms. So
So I just watched a game either yesterday or today where Batmouse grabbed the Jedi Resilience and applied the cold feet, and he was like, "Keep your Luke in the hole."
yeah, whenever you see stuff like that, I'm just reminded of Spaceballs. We're looking at now. Now, go back to then. We can't. We're past then. That's
Yeah.
see a couple drains here. There's the drain of 2 at the Jakku system.
Yeah.
So I know you guys, we kind of talk about a lot. You hear a lot of talk about different people and different personalities and stuff, and who's winning the OCS and who's winning in the Outrider Cup. One of the great ways to kind of stay connected to all this stuff, we do have a Players Committee Discord channel where a lot of that stuff comes out, and you can be part of these discussions, participate, see what's going on, get to know, like everybody here, everybody who's talking in chat, everybody's when will then be now soon. Everybody who's playing, like everybody in the community is accessible and available and would love to, chat about what's going on, about how games went. Maybe not ones they lost, but you know what I mean. Like the Discord is a great way to connect with players and find, also find local players worldwide. Like, I'm very fortunate as we see P59 and the Steadfast, and Drew just says, I'm gonna start draining.
Yeah.
Like let's trade damage.
And I like the P59 play because it's you simply just hit 3PO here, cause 2 points of damage, and just move on with your life.
But first, you're going to battle off Rey because that'll flip your objective. So now, if Justin wants to draw Battle Destiny, he's using or losing force.
Yes, and
that probably forces Justin to sand right here just to get Rey back.
Or he's going to add a Destiny. With Return of the Jedi, a card that was first designed by Jared Napolitano, our marketing advocate.
So I like Return of the Jedi.
Jared's just like, man, Garrett's going to say something bad. He's not going to get one of those packages that he would get for supporting and that's one of the things that you were just mentioning. Like, a great way to support the PC is by becoming a Twitch subscriber. All you got to do is like and follow the PC on Twitch. All those will generate, some sort of background view, positivity that will benefit the PC, and you will receive a nice shiny foil card.
So what I was starting to say is I really actually don't like the Return of a Jedi play there.
Why?
Because you're not overflowing aura. You can't add 3 to the power.
To overflow. Well, you might.
No, but let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're not overflowing aura. You're probably losing. Well, maybe you're overflowing aura. Good luck.
I was going to say we knew that the 5 and the 7 were right there because he
went
for Destiny last turn. So that's why he did it.
He is going to lose Rey,
and he's up by 11.
Yeah, but he's going to lose Rey, which will flip his objective. There's 5 overflow potentially. So that's good, but like he could have grabbed Rey off sand, ended up without any overflow there, and then used the Return of a Jedi in the battle at Starkiller Base and just said, "Fine, we'll go 3-3."
I don't know, but I would rather do this 5 overflow. I mean, it looks cooler. This is like the Eagles versus 49ers in last year's NFC Championship game.
Yeah, no, it definitely the brotherly shove got through there, and that was a good that was a good play.
It was a good play. I mean, and it feels even worse because it was Drew that initiated into that battle.
Yeah, that was. I don't think Drew was expecting that Return of the Jedi.
No.
I'm sure he wasn't. He would not have initiated. He would not have battled into that if he had been. So it's Drew's suddenly not looking so good.
I mean, no. Drew looks good in any situation.
Drew is a handsome gentleman.
He is flipped now.
Yeah,
but, I mean, Justin's right now sitting at 18 in Life Force. Drew is sitting at 16. So it's still kind of close.
Justin's got 5 cards in hand to Drew's 2.
And they'll stack in
Drew is
command.
now stacking a command, which is nice. But Drew's just going to flip him back. Well, actually, Justin may not. Nope. See.
So that's the other thing is now Justin can't retrieve. Period.
Yeah, but Justin's going to grab Ray off sand right now and be able to deploy her.
But that's fine.
Next turn.
But that's fine.
Well, so
that puts
if he'd have waited. Here's the thing, though. If he'd have waited, if Drew doesn't start this battle and waits a turn, so Justin has to start the battle to get Ray off sand. That's a whole nother turn where Justin's either paying or losing to draw Battle Destiny. And Drew is flipped.
Yeah.
Like, there's... Keeping Ray sitting on sand is not a terrible thing.
I agree.
If you can do that. So, we'll see what happens here.
We know that Justin's going to drain. He's going to drain for 3 next turn. In the meantime, he just uses 1 force. So now he's going to have to lose 2 to draw Destiny. Or he's going to have to lose a card to draw Destiny.
Yeah.
Even if he takes a card off of Ray. Or Ray takes Ray off of sand.
Well, he can activate 1 with I can't believe he's gone.
True.
So instead of adding, because he can't add 1 if he sands.
Yes.
So he might as well
activate one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless,
and he took the card off sand.
And he should know what the Destiny is. So I want to say
might. I'm not sure. I think it might be a 5, but I'm not.
It was going to be a 5, and I think there's the 3 on top right now.
Yeah. So we'll see what the draw is here.
Well, now he has to use 1.
And Drew draws a 5, which is actually good because that's more than 3PO forfeits for.
Yes.
So he ends up with... He loses 3PO and somebody else.
Probably
which I don't think he's...
Leia?
Depends on his hand.
True.
I would assume Leia. Yep, there's a 5. I think that's Pride. It's Pride or it's Applek, and I feel like Pride is... Because...
Pride's only good against Ray.
Yeah, and you can't... Yeah, you're not going to be able to play off of I will finish what they started if he flips you back. So you can't get the command that you could use with Pride. So I think I'd lose Pride. Yep. There goes Pride.
Yeah. Like, Pride is doing the least amount
they agree with me. Yep. No, I agree. Applek does everything Pride is doing in terms of, well, I'll add a Battle Destiny, and he does it unconditionally.
He does a little bit more efficiently, yeah.
Yeah, and Leia, he loses...
And Leia sticks around by herself. All alone on Starkiller base.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to have some way to follow up with protecting Leia. Like, you can't...
I mean, even if he's able to, like, neighbor engage her...
Yeah, like, even neighboring her over to the audience chamber wouldn't be terrible. But I almost think I'd wait and do that on... Like, I'd activate and I'd do that on Drew's turn. I'd do it in Drew's, like, to play phase. You just leave that force sitting there and hope he doesn't have a way to cancel.
So, unfortunately for Drew, is he's only got 2 cards in his hand, and his last force was used to keep Applek around.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, so he doesn't have a barrier to bluff. Like, okay, he can't pay 1 to retrieve 1 with Applek, although Justin's shield busted right now.
Yes.
So he can't put out aim high to stop the Applic retrieval, if he battles into, there's no way he's battling into Applic.
No. Mm-mm.
Like you can't give him back Pride without anything or whatever. You're going to drain for 3 here, and there's no way you're giving him back anything.
Yeah.
He wants.
Okay, so while Justin is draining, let's go ahead and do our second trivia question for this game, and then we're going to have 2 more for the last game or for the second game. Again, I'm going to post it in the chat. I'll read it. First person, except for Robbie, to answer this one will win a Jump AI pack. Your question is, what did Justin play in last year's semifinals? I'm sorry. What did Justin play in the OCS semifinals?
Like that stopped you from guessing, Robbie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can easily guess. As Justin drains for 2 at the Cantina, drains for 1, and he'll play Comscan to cancel that drain.
Nice. He was running 2 Comscan detections then, because we saw him play one earlier. I mean, Robbie was just going to guess WAP and WAP, so...
Jedi OSU is half correct. Think back to last year, 2022. Feels so long ago.
So Justin's only got 4 cards in hand. Like, another Lando wouldn't be shocking. Like, something to follow up Leia. But, like, at the same point, do you really want to battle into him at Starkiller Base? Like, Drew's potentially shooting somebody. Although maybe not. He's got to draw 5 to get a Lando.
Derek Jackson, you are the winner. He played Rops and Legend in the semifinals last year.
Congrats, Derek. People we got.
So again, Robbie, Hendon, and Derek are so far our 2 winners. We'll have 2 questions during the last one.
And I'm not positive. I know they were talking about potentially running them both right now. I think we'll figure out at the end of the game if they're going to run them both or if they're going to play, I think, either tomorrow or Wednesday.
I'm making them play tonight.
That time.
I'm making them play tonight. I want to see the winner. Because I made these questions for this reason.
I like how you think you have that much power.
I have no power whatsoever.
I'm making them do it. Like,
I have my power level is the equivalent of the Steelers' offense.
Aha. That's...
As we see Justin checking out what Destinies he's got in his 4-card reserve deck. Yoda going down in front of Kylo.
That feels like a move that doesn't have a lot of upside.
No, unless he deploys Rey going down to the village.
Even with Rey, that Force Master Yoda doesn't have a lot of upside there.
No, I mean he's 4th or power 6, defense value 7. Rey going down to Jakku I really like because she's immune less than 6.
And you're going to cancel that Battle Destiny with
Cassian.
Cassian anyways. Like, that play I really like. I think that's the best spot for Rey. Because it also stops, like, if you throw Rey at the entrance cavern or something again to try and get that sweet, sweet drain of 2, you end up with the risk of, Drew's last card in hand being another Mara with Saber or something along that lines and just, okay, I'll kill Rey.
Initiate. Now,
so Justin saved, like, 4... I don't think he's battling anywhere else, though. I think he's going to initiate, and I think he's going to move Leia over with Yoda.
Mm-hmm. Add Cerritos total power.
Which is good. I mean, I assume we'll see a shot with FN. FN will shoot at Cassian.
No.
Oh.
But so he didn't save it to draw Destiny or anything. He saved it because he knew there was a 7 on top. So that's going to be a 9.
So that's how it's Thrawn and a dude. Yeah. Probably. It's Thrawn and BB9.
Not necessarily. Like, if you think about it, like, BB9 could go back into the deck.
Yeah.
Like, I think it might just be Thrawn and the Trooper. Like, there's no reason not to.
Oh, trooper needed to pay a force to fire up. That's why
Yeah.
he couldn't save one to just stop Cassian from.
Well, it's actually going to be more than that.
Oh yeah, 13 battle damage. So
Yeah.
it'll be Thrawn and
Hux.
yeah, as I say, Thrawn and Hux, and then
Put BB-90E back into your decks to give yourself an extra force.
and just shuttle the trooper up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's nope. Maybe he loses the trooper. Maybe it'll be the trooper, Thrawn, and BB, and then
Nope.
shuttle up Hux.
There goes the trooper.
Yep, there went the trooper. There went BB. I think it'll be Thrawn and then shuttle up Hux.
Mm-hmm.
So simply because if you lose Hux, you're still losing one more force.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
There goes
All
Hux.
right. so
I mean, we don't know Drew at all
literally
at this
the
point.
only guy I said he was going to lose is the one that doesn't live. So,
And he loses an Affleck.
which I don't hate because I don't think Affleck's leaving the table again.
No.
Now, if he moves Leia over with Yoda,
Okay.
I don't know that I love that.
And he moves the Blue 11 over as well.
All right.
I mean, this tells me that he's got a Gick in his hand.
Yeah. Or he's counting on Drew not being. Drew's got one card.
One card in his hand. Exactly.
Like, worst case scenario, it's Mara. Mara's power 5 plus a destiny. There's minimal chance he overflows Blue 11. As Blue 11 is power 4, forfeit 6. Like, I haven't seen a single. I mean, there's been at least a couple 7s Drew's lost in Spectre. The Spectres. But I wouldn't count on him drawing those. Like,
Yeah. But
I'd be comfortable saying you can't overflow Blue 11, and if you
Yeah.
do, it's 2 force. Good luck.
now, what tells me this is Drew saves 2. He tells me he might have a sniper here. However, though, he's going to be draining for 4 this turn. 2 at Jakku and then 2 at the Starkiller base because the Steadfast
evens the icons.
makes the icons equal.
Yep.
So there goes 2.
That's a solid spot. This has been a very fun game
Oh yeah.
to watch because this has just been 2 very good players playing very, very good against each other and completely ignoring our advice.
Well,
Which
as they
seems
should.
like yeah, I mean that seems like the right call, honestly.
Yeah.
So
There goes the Luke Skywalker Rebellion's Hope and Where You're Looking for Me. Now, I like that Justin is using the AI of the Obi-Wan's hut. I don't like it that he's not using a single other AI.
I mean,
I blame Tom.
The AI Obi-Wan's hut is just the AI our graphics teams have done, and I say this every single stream, and at some point y'all are going to get sick of hearing it, but the AI's work our graphic team have done is so spectacular that we should be oohing and eyeing over it at all times.
Speaking of
Like-
some of the stuff that the graphics team has put together, if you're interested in seeing what one of the rewards are for next year's donation programs, go ahead and go onto the PC YouTube channel and view the video that Jared just did this past week with him revealing the one of the insane donation prizes that has been released. I believe it's the 4th anthology box at this point, with the glossy Darksaber as the focal point. It looks
is
amazing.
gorgeous. I was sitting and watching what was supposed to be a stream game as I was still unable to talk and feeling like garbage and had it turned on.
Yeah.
And Jared was like, well, I'm going to stream anyways, and popped on, and I'm like, what is Jared doing? And I was, a little doped up on Dayquil and everything else. And then he busted out that box, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It falls right into the Garrett wants, Garrett must have.
I mean,
So we're going with the Lana Dobreed. Just went right to move
Interesting.
phase. Lana Dobreed
Yeah.
moving Is he going to move? Who, where?
That's the question. Oh.
Oh. All right. I
don't hate that. Like, again, we've all talked about the fact that Kylo is a tank, and he's now blocking that Drain of 2 at the Cantina. I think you just move people, like, you move your stack from one Starkiller site to the other.
Yeah.
And you just, I kind of think you just ignore the
Blue 11?
The Blue 11 at this point.
You got to do something. No, if anything, you move Thrawn in there. You can't leave Thrawn sitting in front of that stack, especially as Justin just popped Walkland out of play to retrieve a 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, you can leave the Blue 11, but then I know, like, you could move PV down, but that just seems kind of bad.
Yeah, I think you move Thrawn into the 1-0 and just block
take
the
the
Blue
Drain
11.
too.
You block the Blue 11 drain. You can't sit Thrawn in front of that drain without.
No, you can't.
Drew has no cards, and Drew has no cards in hand. And I can't imagine, like, maybe he's playing a Gick, but it certainly wouldn't necessarily be a card I would absolutely count on him playing. Okay, so he shuttles Thrawn up instead.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, you could move Thrawn up, but the only problem now is he's staring down a drain of 3 next turn.
See, I think I would have moved Thrawn. Well, I guess Justin's got 2 cards in hand. Moving Thrawn in front of Blue 11 is just asking for a, here's Lando. Now I'm going to overflow you.
Anakin would be bad.
Yeah. I don't know what specifically you did, Tom, but we were blaming you for things, so just,
I mean, is it a day that ends in AY?
It is a day that ends in Y, shockingly enough. Those are really common, you would think. It's weird. Yeah.
The only day that doesn't end in a Y is tomorrow. So he's going to pay the upkeep on Applik.
Well, he point manned for a card.
He did.
I think probably stack something good back, but like...
Yeah. But you got to think that Vespa was more to put a card back, like put a 5 back instead.
I'll be honest, I'm as much of a tank as Kylo is. I don't love just Kylo sitting there.
I do.
Like, Justin saved 2. One of those is a 7. Okay. If he's got another, like, Lando...
Yeah, that's a good point.
Kylo could be in for a beating.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so he drains at the tunnel village, loses 2 commands, and then he'll lose a comm scan detection to the drain at the landing site, and then loses the point man off the top of the reserve deck to the drain at Tatooine. I'll tell you what, Justin really has made this into more of a game than what it could have been.
Justin's played this Justin's an extraordinarily good player, and he has played this very, very well. Like,
there goes Lieutenant Mitka off the top to the drain at Mos Eisley.
It does mean he moves Luke away from the Cantina, though, so...
But that's fine.
Well, if you want to overflow Kylo, you want Luke there.
I really think this is how you're going to get rid of Kylo.
Yeah, like... I'll be honest, I think Luke there at the power 8 effectively, because he adds, and even if you count him, he puts another rebel down there and say he's power 5, as he doesn't do any of that and just moves.
Yeah. So the reason I'm not doing anything with that, like, I would not have left Luke there. Once you get rid of Kylo, you want Luke on the table to do the Cantina Shuffle and drain for 2.
Yeah. I was expecting him to drop Anakin and someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just, okay, I'm going to blow Kylo out here, right now.
And
if he's only dropping Anakin, then I like that play.
Yes.
So now we see him moving Leia over, which is going to blank, stop Drew from draining again. This is where I think he should have forced through the drains on Leia earlier, because Leia's a whole lot less scary now. Like, if he had forced through those drains early, even knowing it puts a 5 back on top, now he'd be actually doing damage. Whereas sniper's a problem if Drew has it. Drew's already lost 1 sniper.
Yes.
And
he hasn't stacked it on his effect.
Well, because of Chlor Slug.
Yeah.
Like, you don't stack. He's only been flipped for half a turn. Like, there was no need to play it.
True saying lag test. So also,
Justin's just thinking hard. There's a lot of time left for both of them. I mean,
well, the biggest thing is
9 down and 2 in hand.
The biggest thing is it is on. That's weird. I haven't seen the move. The timer hasn't moved. Okay. Never mind. So Yoda's going to move over with Leia, but if it is at holiday time of the year, so if you are interested in joining in with the 2023 PC Holiday Gift Exchange, make sure you go and visit the forums, sign up, and participate. It's always a fun little time. Maybe you'll get Garrett Larson as your participant. He'll
probably.
You should go sign up.
I should. I didn't sign up last year. I was busy as heck with something and totally forgot about it. And I did it the year before, and it was awesome. And I love signed things, and shiny things are fun.
Yes, they are.
Playing stuff that just, you just make your opponent like, what is that? That's cool. Like, that's fun. I like doing that. And
okay, Brian Fred.
This is the way you get. I'm not even taking that as an insult. Like, Fred and that's.
I mean, you are younger than him, so.
I am. I have a solid 6 months on that old man, and I am happy to remind him of that every chance I get now. Apparently.
Yep. So Justin will play the best shuffle, and Desperate Reach to make Drew shuffle up his reserve deck. Drew activates, saving 4.
4 is an odd number.
Yes. He's only got 5 though. He's only got 9 in his life force to Justin's 12. Again, this is before he decides to drain.
So he's going to drain for 4 here. Like, 4 is a weird number to save there.
Yeah.
As we see, Justin actually moved Cassian in with blue 11. I could definitely see him landing PV and Thrawn in front of Rey
at this point. Yeah.
And saying, look, I'll force you to give up your drain of 1 to come at me.
There goes Padme and Luke's Bionic Hand from hand to the drain at Starkiller Base. See, he'll lose Leia and Lando.
Lando from the force pile.
And Leia from his hand.
Leia's not dying.
Probably not.
There's no point in Leia is not dying at this point.
Yeah.
So holding on to her is, immaterial. So I know on the drive back from Ohio, and obviously I had a 12-hour drive with shut up, Robbie. With I had a 12-hour drive back with AJ, and we were certainly talking Star Wars cards. One of the cards I was a little surprised I haven't seen in the match play format is Limited Resources, because like right now, that would be a huge card.
Oh, yeah.
And especially with him being able to then go, theoretically, if he gets stacked, throw it on there and just, all right,
yeah,
you have to do something. Like,
yes,
it's a card that just, in a match play format, like even if your opponent sees it, like you draw it for Destiny, which is not a bad Destiny, it's Destiny 5.
It keeps your opponent from doing this whole,
you've now given yourself 3 differential. Yeah. Because they can't go below 3 without it ever just going, all right, well, now just burn 4. Like, it feels like a card that would be a fun, maybe it's card 61 or 62, and obviously these guys are better players than us, so maybe, AJ and I shouldn't be considering things like that, but...
Bill Kafer had it in his map at Ohio State's this year.
Yeah, it feels like a solid, especially
it's
a map
solid card.
Get it twice. Like, even if you can't get it the first time and you just lose it and then go, hey, I'm flipped. I'm going
Yep.
to stack limited resources on here. Good luck. So now Drew is spreading a little bit here. Like, I think he's just saying, I dare you to
Yeah.
come get me.
Jared said it was in his top 8 deck.
Was that the one we didn't see? Sorry, Jared. I had to go with that one.
Jared, if you could send all of Garrett's stuff to Pittsburgh, I'll make sure that Matt Curley, Justin, Jim, Sean, even Josh Mack get all of his stuff. Kessling's fault. That's current advocate Mike Kessling. So Kylo will swing and hit Luke or hit Anakin.
So I don't know that like you're gonna
R2D2
lose
off the top.
And Drew has to lose a force as well. This might just be a try and grind him out on. I mean, because like if you lose Kylo, you're giving up the you're gonna get a drain of 2 in the Cantina. And there's a 6 for Battle Destiny, so that's a solid like
everybody's
maybe
favorite.
He might be thinking he can get a little bit of overflow.
I don't know. Like Justin's been putting around. He's been putting 5s and 6s back.
But even if he draws a 5, so it's 10 to 16. So it's 11 to 16. Like 16. It's still that's still 5 overflow. Like unless that one card in Justin's hand is his Hujix. And I don't think he had. I don't because if it is, he never went and got it because the escape pod grabbed him Chlorslug.
Yes.
And then he lost the escape pod. And I don't think he played 2 escape pods.
No.
So Justin does have to.
But Justin also hasn't been down to.
Drew has to lose the Kylo though, which
kind of hurts.
Kind of hurts for him.
But the thing is, like Justin hasn't been below 1 card in his hand most of this game.
It was the Hujix, so yep, that was. Honestly, I don't hate Drew saying I'm going to force you to prove that though.
Yeah, no, that's the Bat Mouse mentality. Make him have the answer.
Yeah, no, but it also means now his trooper is totally safe.
Yes. No. For this turn, because again, the chat pointed out that Yoda can teleport over to the farm.
All right, let Yoda teleport over. He's not getting attacked this turn.
Yeah.
That's big.
True.
So, although now Drew's going to have to leave one of the guys at the forest because he's still got to play upkeep on Aplek.
Yeah. So you move Phasma over.
Leave because P59.
Yeah, leave P59. Like, what is he going to do? I mean, we know that Justin's going to then...
He's not shooting.
No.
So...
And what's bad is, though, is Justin's going to drain for...
Justin's going to drain for 6.
Yeah.
And then, so
Drew's
at this point, Justin's going to win this game, but it's not going to be by much.
Mm-mm. No,
because he's going to drain for 6, and then he's going to get drained for 4, 5, maybe depends on how he, if he moves Yoda.
Yeah, it really depends on what he does because he saved 1 card in his reserve deck, which I don't dislike because
that was as I say, if that's a 6, he's might actually battle at Starkiller Base and just although I don't know that I would necessarily. I don't think it's a 6 though. I think it's a 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, Drew has not...
Because if you battle at Starkiller, then you give Drew back a card.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Aplek.
Right. Aplek.
So I don't think you battle anywhere.
I thought Justin was in the... was not a member of the Joe Olson School of Aim High.
I mean... I don't think he's given up a single retrieval this
He
game,
hasn't.
so I don't think it's a big, I don't think it's a big loss.
True.
So,
And there's a 3 on top of the loss pile for Drew.
yeah. So, Drew has 1 card in hand and 2 forced left down total.
And Leia's going to move over.
Yep. And Yoda's going to teleport.
Yep.
Yep. So Yoda's going to block that drain.
So, and again, like you pointed out, this is where you want Leia to not have the ability to cancel drain.
Yeah, if he'd been forcing through, if he'd have forced through those drains against Leia earlier, now he'd be actually doing some damage. Like he would have given back Justin back 2 cards at some point, and he would have done that 2 damage right now.
Yeah. And now, unfortunately, though, Drew's only doing 2 points of damage.
As he moves Hunter and the Falcon over. Although, yeah, so now he's only doing 2.
He could try and shoot Leia. I also think this is the point where you actually want to, with the fact that Drew or Justin only has a 1 on top, like, you kind of want him to have that 1 on top. So,
I mean, yeah, he just tried to play Turn It Off, I think, just to get another shield in play, or just to get a 5 in play, because really he wanted to have 2 force there. Like, you were actually, I'm not even sure where like, if you battle with P-59, you draw that 5 to kill Leia, but you've got to move Steadfast away. And even then, it doesn't matter, because Justin's got enough to pay for his drains.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You only have 2 cards left. Like,
you have 1 force to battle, 1 force to drain. I'm sorry, no. 1 force to battle, 1 force to move, and you can still shoot P-59.
Yeah, it's... Well, if it's a 5, it misses. So you just draw Battle Destiny with P-59, and that'll kill Leia. But I don't think it matters. I think Justin's going to win this one by 8.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I can't see any way for Drew to
do 2 more points of damage.
To do any more damage. So instead of losing those 2, Drew's just drawing up.
So Justin will win by 8.
And Drew has 35 in Lost. Justin has 27 in Lost. And looks like they're going to take a 5-minute break and then do game 2. 5-minute break seems like it'd be an awesome time to, tell people that...
It's all on you. I'm going to update the stream and everything.
All right. So, I mean, this would be an awesome time if you didn't get a chance to watch this live. That means you're watching it on our YouTube, and there is some amazing options there as far as seeing what you can play in different games. We try and stream lots of action. You'll see all the OCS games are up there. Coming soon, you'll start seeing Outrider Cup games. You'll see Jawa Cup games.
I think it was, Friday we had a retro game come up?
We had a retro game, actually, Johnny Chu's son, Benji.
Which was fun as all heck to watch.
And that was an insanely fun game.
I know that was... I was going to say that was on N Rabbit's channels. So again, thank you for him for streaming it. It will eventually be on the PC channel, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be, I'm sure NRabbit will be probably sending it to you, Dan, so you can do your computer magic and put it on the PC channel and the YouTube channel so everybody can watch it, because it was super well played. And that, I've played Johnny's Kids in multiple times the last couple Worlds, and they are awesome opponents, awesome people. They take after their dad very well in that regard. They're a excellent part of the community. They're fun to watch. They're fun to see play. So we'll get things going. Drew is phoning a friend here. Looks like Jared is saying it was uploaded yesterday morning. So we were all on top of that. Awesome.
Yeah, well, but you and I were still sleeping because of all COVID stuff.
Yeah, the I joked actually when I was watching that game, like I could have streamed it 'cause I was actually feeling okay yesterday on Friday night, but I would have sounded worse than I do now. Like, but I had a whole Darth Vader thing going on. It probably wasn't the greatest thing. So
Did you have the full mask too?
I did not. So
We couldn't do the whole nobody believed in you until you put on the mask.
nope, that's not going to happen. So yeah, Drew's probably, taking a couple minutes, give himself some time. I mean, 8 is not.
Yeah. It's not any no, and there's a reason why. So again, Drew was the one who actually started, and with the he's the one who picked the side and everything. So he decided to go with dark side over light side first. So, but again, I believe that both players had to submit their. Did they? Jared would know this. Do they have to submit both the top 4 and the finals at the same time? Okay.
Yep. They had to submit both decks at the same time. I know Oof. Justin posted somewhere that he was on email number like 6 or 7.
Well, that's
sending them in as he's trying to make changes, and that when you're playing at this level, that 60th card makes a difference. Like you've seen. Tom has written his voluminous tournament reports, but he's talked about it a couple times where he's like, "Well, I almost changed it and decided to keep this one in," and all of us have played games where it's like, that 60th card really was the right card at the right time. So it's
I did like how Justin was playing 2 copies of Luke's hunting rifle.
I mean, it's really good with that Luke. Like with that Luke, it's insanely good.
You know what we need?
And it is Destiny 5. Like, it's not a bad card. We need
a Luke. We need just Luke V.
Because you need a reason to crack open a 2-player sealed deck? I've
got a binder with just... I got a binder with like 2 pages of them.
All right, looks like Drew is ready to go, so...
Yeah.
I'll just let him know he can throw that game up whenever, because... we're just sitting here annoying people right now, and that's a fun. As much fun as it is, like chat's gonna riot pretty quick here if it's just you and me killing time.
I don't know. I mean, I got more stuff to give away. We have one more GIMP AI pack, and then we also have a shiny, sparkly Captain Harris and Dula.
Shiny, sparkly.
Courtesy of Jared Napolitano.
I saw Jared said he could offer that, and I almost was like, well, Dan, you're on your own. I want a shot at winning shiny, sparkly hair.
I'm going to make it open to anybody but me. Because I didn't send you I sent Jared the question. And
you didn't send it? All right.
I didn't send it to you. So you're going to have to just pay attention.
That makes it a lot harder. If you just sent it to me, then I would have been able to.
Well, yeah. I don't want to give... I mean, I do know that you need all the help you can get being one of the senior members of the PC.
I definitely, if you're going to make me type it, I type slow. Like, hunt and peck is a real thing. And it's dark here, so I can't see my keyboard as well.
Get yourself one of these clicky-clacky keyboards with all the lights and everything.
That sounds needlessly complicated.
It's not.
It clicky-clacks and has lights, and it will confuse and scare me. So
okay, so both players are ready, so let's go ahead and get into the match. Game 2, Justin Desai versus Drew Lichtenstein. Who's going to win? What are they playing? That's the question.
That's what right now. I just see starting effects. Oh,
Hitco versus Walkers.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Hitco.
Mr. Hitco and Mr. Walkers.
Yeah, let's go. Who's going to win this, Garrett?
It is definitely a game Drew can win. Hitco has the ability to beat Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
It'll depend on his early hand and some early play. I think if he does not go Luke to the 3rd marker on turn 1, it's a problem. You have to grind Walkers out, and you have to aggressively go after them. I think if he drops Luke at the Endor, he's can't win the game.
Yes.
Like you can't win a drain race against walkers. They've got You May Start Your Landing. They've got.
Now, what if he's playing? What chance do we have?
He can't get enough battlegrounds.
Oh,
unless
true.
this Hitco is really different than anyone I've ever started. And he is doing non-Walkling Hitco, so I'm already, frankly, at this point, I'm already rooting for Justin because Walkling is the best card.
Bill is pointing out, saying I'm pretty sure he's going Luke to Endor.
And he could be. I think I've played this matchup a few times. I think that's a mistake. I think you need to, especially if you've got young Skywalker or Luke. What did we just put out? Okay,
what? So Drew goes out and gets the Republic no longer functions. Even Jessen goes in the chat and says, "Miss."
I don't know what
Drew says no. So while you have 12 or fewer cards in hand, opponent may not remove cards from your hand except for Monarch. Once per turn, may target a political effect is suspended until end of turn. And Drew's saying no. So Justin will get. He already has Renly pulled. He'll go out and use You Cannot Hide Forever immobilization points to go out and get an effect, grabbing himself Endor Shield.
Okay. What I was saying, like I said, I think Luke to Hoth with Anakin Saber, especially if you've got young Skywalker or Luke, where you need the power.
Thank you, Charlie.
It's the scanning crew, you need the extra power. I think you send Luke to Hoth and you try and grind through his guys because you're not winning your drain race. You're going to end up with a drain of 1 at best case scenario. You end up with a drain of 1 at Endor because it's going to get Image of the Dark Lorded.
Yeah.
And even if he drew counters with Scanning Crew, Justin's still going to have Decree in effect. So you're talking about getting, so you're talking about like scanner attacks. Like you're talking about it's still a drain of 2 at Endor, 2 at the Death Star 2 location. But Justin's doing more than that, or at least that much between the drains at the 2 sites and You May Start Your Landing damage.
So Justin went ahead, grabbed General.
Luke's just too good.
General Pride with his command. He activates. And we know that he's got an Endor Shield. Renly was in his hand. Third Marker is in his hand, and Veers is in his hand as well.
As I say, Veers has to be in his hand because Pride is utterly worthless in this match.
Yeah.
Because you can't play Rey, so like Pride's never. You can't play anyone that Pride hits, so.
Yep.
Unless you're going for the extra. Do you even get the extra attrition if. Because you're going to probably have Emperor on the shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess maybe you get an extra bump of 1 or 2 in attrition, but that seems very minor. We see Endor Shield and something special planned for them.
Yep, he's going to go grab
come down. The other card he's got to worry about a little bit is if Drew doesn't get the Dark Time, or Drew doesn't get the Death Star 2 site out quickly, the Dark Time combo will add 3 or 4 power in a battle for Justin. And that's definitely something he's been running. Justin's just going straight on. Nope, I'm going to Blizzard 1 with Veers and Ozzel.
Going down hard on turn
I'm a
1.
bunch of power. I mean, he's got to do that. And like I said, Drew's got to come back there. Drew's got to go there, I think, with Luke the Saber and some sort of backup.
Yeah.
And just try and grind him out. Like, you've got to grind Justin out of guys.
Like, I wouldn't mind seeing, like, say, I think the best Luke for him to go down there with is the young Skywalker, the new one. Just because you put the Saber on him, he's power +2. He still has immune to attrition less than 6. So you still can't play Padme. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, and he dropped Force Push on the bottom of hand to go get the command that was down there. So you know he's got a command to add a Battle Destiny. Like actually, Leia Organa V would be really good to add a Destiny to attrition.
I was going to say,
and I know I'm running her in my Hitcos right now because she's also really good against Brigham before me.
Yeah.
Like Justin doesn't have any force saved. If Drew has a good opening hand here, he could end this very quickly. Like if Drew's got a Leia and Anakin V and a Luke, he could potentially blow Justin off the site completely.
Not necessarily, because so you got to remember, Luke's coming down for 3 or for 6. Leia's coming down for 3. He flips. He can't battle for free.
You're right, Leia's 3. I was thinking she was 2 for some reason. Okay, yeah. So, honestly, like at that point, you don't grab the saber, and you drop like my father before. You drop a card with like my father before me, and go battle, draw 2 Destiny to attrition plus the Battle Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And if you crack 11, or if you get to 12, you blow up the entire thing.
Yeah. Now, if and when Justin does get out General Veers, like that Leia is pretty good. Leia V is pretty good. Daughter of Skywalker's really good.
Yeah, as we see Drew dropping a whole bunch of not Luke cards.
And there's Luke.
There's Luke to the Endor. I'm going to maintain I don't like this play. I understand the play. I understand the thought process behind the play. I would have rather seen him go to the 4th marker, where you can at least start contesting in fighting things. He can teleport if he gets a card stacked.
Yes, that's the thing. He needs the card stacked. He can't teleport once the projection... Like, the projection is going to be stuck at the Ewok village, so he can't teleport with that.
And even then, like, giving him a turn to set up is bad.
Yes.
But, like... And maybe it's simply a matter of Drew didn't have the cards in hand to do anything other. Like, I don't think I would have dropped just Luke with no support there. But... I would have dropped Luke to the 4th marker instead of Endor. I don't think Endor's... Frankly, Endor is where you drop a random dude who you don't need in a battle, who's not going to be helpful in that battle.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you drop Cal Kestis and just say, fine. I'll get my +1 power. I'll get my drain. You can't come after me with walkers. And once he's committed, like Vader and a couple other guys, like, you're fine with that. See the fly casual to go get probably Tantive 4, or is he going with the Tidirium and General Solo package?
I kind of like the Tidirium, but yeah, there's no
he went and got the Tantive, so. Yeah, I understand putting Luke at Endor. I think it's a play that's makes me wonder how many of these matches he's played of this matchup, because
so goes Clash to the you may start your landing ping, Ahsoka and Land of Luke, and yes, Nickel City X-Wing. This is the Star Wars CCG from the late 1990s, early 2000s.
Yes, with a bunch of new cards as when the game went out of print, and Derek's perfectly dropping in Gemp where you can play for free. Excuse me, some coffee. When the game went out of print.
And Lord Maul with lightsaber going down to the Hoth defense perimeter.
It's...
Yeah, I mean... Is that just...
So Cal Kestis is actually solid in this deck, especially if you're running the Force is Strong with this one, as he is a Padawan. He adds a Battle Destiny, and he gets in the extra... you can use his ability to just use his 4 for a Battle Destiny and get around Command or Guri or the like, or Sand. So Cal is not a terrible card.
No.
In this deck. He's a very... You build the deck with him with using Padawans and Force of Strong with this one in mind. But with that, he's a solid option.
Okay, so Drew activates, puts a card back with Like My Father Before Me. Should see him drain right here.
So
yes, there is a Discord.
There is a Discord. We mentioned that a little bit earlier. There's a Discord that's super available, super good for getting info, learning things about that. I believe it's just SWCCG PC or something along those lines.
There goes a P59 and Masterful Move, both off the top of the reserve deck. Now, one card that I think that was going to be interesting is to see if either players are playing. Like, always thinking with their stomach. I've noticed that a lot of the new allies at the Columbus event were playing that. I'm wondering if Drew is playing
it do nothing.
Or Lost in the Wilderness, sorry.
It'd do nothing. There's a vehicle there.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if Justin's playing it, that would be a blowout.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Yeah, always thinking with your stomach. I don't think he's playing always thinking with your stomach. So...
And I think if you're Drew, you had to put Justin on possibly this Walker deck. Like, he's been playing it for so long recently. Like, he played it at Worlds.
Yeah, and maybe, Drew's Hitco deck is different enough from mine that he couldn't effectively go to Hoth. I've played it a few times, and I think if you, both as the Walker's player and as the Hitco player, and if you don't go to Hoth, you can't win.
Okay, so Drew is going to just draw up here.
Yeah, I wonder if Drew just had a really bad opening.
Or I'm sorry, Justin's just drawing. Or no, Drew is.
No, Drew's drawing. You were right.
I'm sorry. I'm so used to Justin playing Hitco.
I'd have told you if you were wrong. I got no... I'll call you out if you... when I need to, but...
You call me out way too much.
Stop making mistakes.
I can't.
So, Drew leaving a whole bunch of force.
Yes.
He's leaving 7 force, and he's going to be activating 14 next turn. Like,
Justin only going to be working with 11, and you think after he drains here for 3, does the ping damage, he's only going to have 8 to work with.
And that's actually part of the reason I actually like this matchup with Hitco, because you really do force choke pretty effectively.
And Drew loses the Death Star 2 Chasm Walkway, Captain Harrison Dula, and Free Ride and Endor Celebration. Those are 3 cards I would want to have back.
Hera's the only one I think is a problem. The Death Star 2 Walkway is you're probably not going to it until late, in part because you want to keep this choke on.
True. And, but, I mean, the Free Ride, because you don't want that Blizzard Scout 1 reacting in.
Yeah, the Free Ride is a card he'd really like to have, and Hera, obviously, like, you would love to see the Tanev up there with, like, here's Free Ride and go nuts. The Ewok Village is an exterior site. It's an interior-exterior site.
Yeah.
So Stomach would work there.
I was going to say, it worked on me at Endor.
Yeah, no, it's... So, like I said, it wouldn't work on the flip side because he's got walkers there. The Lost in the Wilderness wouldn't work. So Drew's got 21 cards in force pile to work with. He's going to do so.
Only a 9
Make it 22 because he's now 8 card hand. He must have what he wants there. So we'll see a drain of 3.
Yeah, draining for 3.
Justin's playing this very smart and just going slow to not get burned.
Ooh. Loses 2 walkers.
And a Lord Maul off the top. That's not ideal.
No, it is not.
Like, that's really not ideal because I think he's probably just got, he's, depending on exactly what he's playing, he's probably got a Mara and a Kylo along with a Vader to keep Hitco on the 0 side.
Yeah.
So there's the Tanev at Rendalee, which
I'm
is
not
good.
necessarily sure you got to think that Justin has a 14 card hand.
Yeah.
You got to think he's assembled some sort of space package. Okay, there's another Hera. So he's running 2 Heras.
Very valid in a deck where you want to win battles.
Yeah, Captain Cassian and Andor.
Cassian, like, I'd be fine. You know, I would expect maybe one more pilot.
Yeah.
On there. He saved so much force. Like,
oh, he's got a second Ahsoka. Okay.
To the 4th marker. I like that. Is he going to bust his last shield and throw out ultimatum here?
And he will.
So he's got the grabber in grappling hook. He does not have the grabber shield on table.
Yeah.
Although he may be, and I would expect he's probably running.
Justin doesn't have a grabber out either. He's only got his Come Here You Be Coward. I mean, he's got Secret Plans out, but... And he does have the Something Special, so...
Yeah, Drew just draws a card, and I like going to the 4th marker. I've said, I think,
okay,
you know, going to the 4th marker is super valid, and Ahsoka is real big, or can be real big in this matchup.
Yes, you're not wrong. Okay, so Justin will play There's No Try, but I think I do think that he's a little weak up in space, especially being that he's got Luke, Hera, and Ahsoka as his characters that are lost.
He's running 2 Ahsokas. You put Ahsoka out of play and call it good. You're certainly not putting...
You're not putting Luke out of play.
You're not putting Luke out of play. You either put out Hera or Ahsoka because you're not running any more than 2 of either of them. And they're both, like, you're not going to retrieve. True. If you ever get back on the 7 side, it's not like you're going to try and retrieve one of them because Justin will immediately be like, fine, I'll stack a card. Like,
yeah. Justin plays Force Push here.
Which is good. And he played it before he drained to take maximum advantage of getting, you know, actually he wasn't going to drain. He went straight to deploy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you drain. I think you just go straight down and try and get rid of that Tantive 4.
Yeah, so you're going to try and go...
Emperor, Shuttle, Tarkin.
Yeah, Shuttle, Tarkin, Palpatine, and Hope. Like...
Yeah.
I'm... So then you're drawing 3 Destiny to Drew's 2.
Yeah.
But Drew can cancel one of yours, and Drew's a couple power above you already. So you're risking stacking a card. Okay, Vader goes down with... instead. Yeah. He may have not had the card he needed in space. Like, that actually could be very big for Drew. Just to say, look, I'm not losing... And Allegiant General Pride, who's really just forfeit fodder and extra power.
Command. Get 2 Destiny.
Yeah, maybe. Probably, but...
Yeah. Kyrkanos.
Okay, so he's going big. I mean, so Ahsoka's down basically her forfeit right now.
Forfeit and
subtract one from... Well, but she's going to subtract 1 from the Battle Destiny. So...
True.
Pray for no barrier, yeah. And there's Decree, which is the...
That could have been the card that Justin was trying to look for.
That would be the card that would be a card you would force push for. Like I know I was chatting with this at and he does command to add a Battle Destiny. I know I was chatting with a player in Ohio about force push, and you only use it to grab a card when it's going to be a super impactful card.
Yeah, Justin does Drew does grab it with his grappling hook.
Decree's going to be a super impactful card here, as he'll have it in play and probably keep it in play for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Which really only saves him a force right now. Like, it's still a drain of 2 and a drain of 2.
Draws so a 3 for the first Destiny.
Ooh. And a 0.
Yeah.
Although he's sitting on it, so there may be no Sith Fury. So 17 to 6.
It's still her forfeit.
Drew's got to draw 4 to avoid overflow here.
Yeah.
And that's,
and he does.
Deck, yeah. As I say, this is a deck that draws a lot of those, and that 6 is actually really big. Because that costs either Vader or Well, it's Vader or it's two guys.
I think Vader. Yeah, you can't afford to lose to the two.
And honestly, I'm not sure I'd hate peeling 5 here.
Yeah.
I'd feel a little bit bad about it, but at the same time, like if you peel 5, Justin has to do something because those two against Ahsoka is a bad match. You know, like you're gonna stack a card, and I don't think Drew's necessarily got a bunch of characters in hand. Okay, and maybe Drew's got a character in hand. That was a
I will be right back.
tough drop there. Yeah, so we'll see what Drew does on his turn. Like if he's got something like an Obi with lightsaber here, that could be real, real nice play. You know, Kirkanos is going to stop any like sorry about the mess shenanigans, which you're fine with, but just an Obi with lightsaber is enough to. Oh, actually, Kirkanos won't even stop because there's no Imperial there. Ooh, yeah. If Drew's got and Justin leaves no force. If Drew's got something like Obi plus Asari, this could get uncomfortable for Justin. Could get a little uncomfortable for Justin. So, in fact, I think if you have that, you drop you drop Obi, battle, kill Kier with the Sari, Pride, which will stack one, and then you flip to move Luke to the third marker and walk Obi over with you and start grinding Justin out of guys because, again, like Justin's not activating a ton of force. Although, if you move Luke over, he's going to activate 2 more, which is a little unfortunate. Justin did not move Maul over to back up. I think Justin might have been counting on Kier and forgot what he could do. He loses an Emperor Palpatine off the top of reserve deck. He would have liked to draw that instead of that Mara. And we see Adrena 2 at the Ewok Village as well. Right now, Justin's going to end up with 20 down and 9 in hand. Drew has 25 down and 6 in hand. So a couple cards up for Drew. Drew does need to win by 9. So he's got to do something here. And I think getting rid of Maul is something he needs to do. But as Justin loses the Emperor's shuttle and a Maul infiltrator off reserve, that might have just been Justin punting space. Like he lost an Emperor, he lost a shuttle, he lost the infiltrator. There may not be much left for him to go after in space. And that's kind of bad. Like Drew having that always drain a 1, which actually, I mean, it's a 1. It's not a huge deal, but it's a unmolested now drain of 1 that he doesn't have to pay for when he's out activating Justin is a big deal. So Justin searched for something, didn't find it, gave up a verify. I think that was just he wanted to know what was in his reserve. Puts a card down with Like My Father Before Me. He's only got 5 in hand. Putting a card down means he's planning to deploy something. There's Lando Scoundrel in front of Kier and Pride. So you have somebody else to back him up with? Like, I don't hate just Lando. And there's the Obi with lightsaber. So now Sorry or Clash would be monstrous here. As we see him start the battle, Justin's got no force saved. Really nothing he can do. Swinging at Pride, that tells me he doesn't have a Sorry or Clash because Kier's better power. You know, if you're just going to kill one of, if you're going to kill one of them without doing anything, that's the guy you get. So he draws the 7 and then the Hujix for Weapon Destiny, but 8 is still definitely enough to get that general. I guess unless you're worried about another command would be the only reason to do that, as it is still on Says the action is still on Coffee Pass, which means he's staring at a sorry here. Oh, guess not. Just going straight to Battle Destiny. Draws a 5 and something else good, I'm betting. Oh, 5 and 1. So he is running the Tydirium package, as we do see. Yeah, I know he lost a Clash early. Like I said, Kyr's lower forfeit. If you had the sorry, you go after Kyr for the he's just bigger power. Without the sorry, I don't think it matters. Then you go after Pride just because, yeah, he's better forfeit. But it doesn't make that much difference. You're doing you're doing 2 overflow here. Actually, you're doing 1 overflow, or no, 2, because Kyr's ability 3, isn't he? Now you're making me check things. Yeah, Kyr's ability 3, so he doesn't get a forfeit boost. But Drew does get to grab a card off of his Destiny, which is really good. And I assume we'll see him lose Lando here. We already saw one Emperor's Enforcer, and Emperor's Enforcer makes Lando sad. I'm not sure I was at all worried about command. Like if he wants to stack a command there just to avoid taking overflow, because odds are he's not killing both guys, I'd have let him and been totally happy with that. Like that's one less command I have to face with Veers. So, and we'll shuffle the Lost Pile to get that Gick buried. Did see Justin use the Gick to save a battle damage of 2. That to me says he definitely wasn't worried about, he doesn't think he's going to get overflowed in another battle. And if he's just going to play conservatively, that's not a bad idea. Like Drew's not doing a ton of damage right now. And Justin's still actually doing a healthy amount of damage. Like Justin can just sit here and go, all right, I'll drain for 3 and ping 1 and keep pushing cards through. So, yeah, if you had the sorry, that's probably the right. Yeah, it's drain 2 and ping 1. All right, sorry, Dan. I think Dan had dinner show up, so he's got to sit and chat and just make you listen to me. So sorry about all that. We're a good 2-man team. When it's just me, sometimes you get just me. So we see the ping here. The grappling hook shuffle did put Emperor Palpatine on top. So again, if he's got the no escape, that's an even better. Just all right. Well, got the no escape. I've got the shuttle. See the relatively unprotected go from reserve deck. That's definitely a card that's in here just for walkers. TTO, you just drain so fast, you get ahead of them anyways. So we see the drain of 2. Drain of 3, loss is capped at 2 at the defensive perimeter. And Drew's now got 10 cards in hand. He did pick some up, so he's got some options to do some stuff. Let's see where he loses force from. Loses Bith Shuffle from hand. I think and I don't like Sand off reserve deck. I think the Bith Shuffle is sort of he's expecting that Justin hasn't played a barrier yet and probably isn't going to. So we're just going to say that's not a concern and get rid of the barrier canceller. Justin drops the grabber shield and looks through his reserve deck. He's only got 8 force. Like, that's not even enough to come down with Emperor Shuttle Tarkin to try and hurt the Tanev. Just going Tarkin's Bounty on Veers.
And unfortunately, he used 3. Hey, everybody, I'm back. But yeah, he used the 3 there to drain first. So
which I think is the right call.
Yeah, I think I do agree with you.
In match play, you got to push those 2 cards through as much as possible.
And that's the thing is, like, Justin right now is playing extremely defensive, but he knows that he's up by 8, so he can play defensive.
Yeah, and even then, like, defensive is the way to play this to an extent. Like, you don't want to play too loose and give Hitko his destiny stacks. Like those
Agreed.
destiny, I feel the conflict stacks lose you a force and give Drew a card in hand, and it's a pick one of the top 2 so he can filter his deck. Like, oh, I've got a character and a bionic hand. Well, let's just let that bionic hand stay here and grab another character to go fight you with. Like, it's you don't want to be feeding that. So I wouldn't necessarily hate seeing Blizzard 1 just walk over here, especially if he's got an imbalance combo for the Sari.
Yep.
Like, to keep Maul sitting there and just say, you've got to do something. Like, you're not winning this game doing 3 damage a turn.
Mm-mm.
You're not winning and you're losing by more than 8, frankly.
Yeah. So while we're in the middle of Justin's deploy phase, he's still deciding on what he wants to take with Tarkin's Bounty. Let's go ahead and ask our third trivia question for the night. Again, I'm going to post it really quick. I'll read it off, and that'll be it. First person in the chat who can name the top 4 from the first OCS championship will win a GIMP AI pack. I'll give you a hint. One of them is playing.
As people are thinking, Justin's still sitting in his deploy phase. I think,
and Drew just left the chat.
Drew was having internet issues.
I was going to say
China.
Yeah.
Before, I'm really hopeful this isn't he suddenly had internet drop completely and Drew's back in.
Okay, there we go.
So I would have hated to see that occur. There's the image of the Dark Lord, and that's what I was talking about, where Luke at Endor is nice, but like you need to grind Justin out of characters, and that Drina 1 doesn't do it. So I think now, especially with the image coming out, you're going to see Luke teleport next turn.
Yeah.
Although it is going to be a Drina 2 because Justin doesn't have Decree enforced right now.
No, but he can easily get that back, which is going with any character to the 0-2. Mike Turner, congratulations. I believe you are correct. So you have Mike Gem, Justin Desai, Justin Branch, and Joe Olson. Mike Turner, you are correct.
Congratulations. I would not be comfortable just throwing a random dude to the 2-0. Like, Hitko is probably running Ezra. It might be running Corrin. There's definitely spies there.
Yeah.
Like, yep, I think he just threw Tarkin on Blizzard 1, and I think everybody's walking over. I think he's going to at least, because that'll block a Drina 2 as well.
Yeah.
And saying, let's,
But
we're
again,
have
like
to
I'm
rumble.
saying, I mean, Justin's going to still take the Drain of 2 at the Ewok Village.
Yeah, but he's going to take a Drain of 2 no matter what. This way it's 1 Drain of 2 instead of 2. And he leaves Lord Maul at the 3rd marker. I like that in the sense of it guarantees you don't get, sorried into my objective flips and now I do bad things. But I don't like it because it also leaves Lord Maul alone, where you can just
drop a few dudes over there and
drop anyone into,
yeah,
anyone that draws Battle Destiny, and count on your destiny being high enough. You're probably not taking overflow, and then you flip still.
But the one thing about this Hitko deck is it only runs Luke and his saber, and then Obi-Wan with his saber. That's it.
Yeah. Drew has lost 2 Ahsokas. He lost the
Yeah.
one in the battle, and he lost one off the top early.
Yes.
So I think he's out of Ahsokas, but like
Well, I don't know. I mean,
he might not be, but like frankly, any guy that draws Battle Destiny
it wouldn't be bad.
wouldn't be terrible. Like because they're going to be power +1 from Luke being at Endor with his Destiny.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. He could Jedi
Looks
Lev him
like
back.
yeah, Jedi Lev would be a solid. Looks like we just had a refresh there,
Yeah, I think Drew activated, like he activated everything there,
and then asked for a
and then he
activation reward.
reverted,
Yep.
and now we're back to Justin asking about a miss or not.
Yeah, Justin asking, "Did you mean to play that shield?" So that's
Which is still funny to me. So yeah,
honestly the fact that we were sitting there going, "What he did? What now? What in the what now?" Like, yeah, like Jedi Lev for Ahsoka would be brutal here.
yes, I agree.
Like, hey, I'm gonna drain you for 3, and then I'm gonna Jedi Lev for Ahsoka. I'm gonna drop her on top of Maul, and like I'm gonna believe you don't. I'm gonna say you don't have a barrier, and
Yep.
as Justin loses an Applet off the top. And now we'll see the drain of 2 at Endor because Decree is not in effect.
But the image of the Dark Lord is.
Yep. So it's 2 instead of 3.
There goes another shuttle.
So Justin is definitely out of space here. I can't envision because he lost a shuttle and a Maul's infiltrator earlier. So
And there goes Grand Admiral Thrawn V.
from hand, which is like would have been for the shuttle in all likelihood.
Yeah.
Like Thrawn plus Tarkin on the shuttle is pretty solid.
Yeah.
So Drew goes to, take a gander at the 4 Destiny he has in there, I think just to make sure he's not going to draw something crazy bad. I don't know. He's got 9 cards in hand. I think any dude, especially if his Destiny are good, I think any random dude on top of them all, ballot him out, flip him, and then move Obi-Wan and potentially teleport Luke as well. But I'm less concerned about teleporting Luke right now. Now that you've gone to Hoth, like he's fighting on Hoth and keeping him off of it. And the moment you teleport Luke out, you're giving up 2 more generation.
Yeah.
But Justin's only got 14 cards down. So, like, how much more is he really going to activate anyways than the 11? Maybe a Force or 2 at best. Like, it's not a terrible thing.
No.
So Drew went straight to move. So that tells me he didn't have the ability to go at Maul effectively.
And he just moves Obi-Wan in front of Maul.
And Drew is also playing this very defensively. And that's,
And he's down by 8. Luke moves
don't
over.
understand that at all.
So he can move the Our Only Hope. Now he can teleport Luke.
Okay, yep, that's why he's got to move. Because he can't move that, and he can only prophecy. He can move from a Death Star 2 site to a battleground via his Destiny. He can only move to prophecy with Twilight. So that's
Robbie calling you out, saying that you're Mr. Hitko.
I don't think I'm Mr. Hitko. That's Chris. I'm Mr. Hitko Jr. maybe. So I would have never had to think through that move because I'd have had Luke running all over Hoth already.
I was going to say, because, like, Mrs. Hitko.
I will take the First Lady of Hitko. I won't even be sad about that.
But now Justin only has to move Maul over, move the Walker over, and he'd be getting 2 Destiny,
great.
Yeah.
You're fine. Like those two Destiny are probably just going to cost you Obi-Wan 95% of the time.
Yeah.
Like I would be perfectly content if that's what happens. I don't think that's the. I don't necessarily think that's the winning play for Justin. You know, we are down. I mean, Drew's got 13 cards down now, but he's got 12 in hand.
That's the thing.
So, and like, Justin's probably only doing 1 damage this turn.
Yeah.
Like, I think he'll get the ping. He's not even getting the ping. I'm sure he'll grab that.
Yeah. Yep. Greg, yes, Maul went off.
Yeah. I'm sure Justin's got at least one more Vader and Mara and or Kylo.
Yeah, I think he's got something, because...
Yeah, he's got other ways to flip... To flip Hitko back.
Okay.
And there he activates the rest, so he was... So he's not planning to battle this turn, which makes sense. I don't think you're in a position that you want to battle. He does, however, pay 3 to drain for 1. I guess. I don't love that, although it is going to move Prophecy and force Drew to do something about that. Like, he could just leave... You know, Drew's not going to be able to move it with the drain unless he's got some way to kill them all. That's...
Comes down with Dengar.
Cute, but...
Yeah.
He ain't hitting any of them. Like, not with the Destiny... The deck's full of 5s. And 5 doesn't hit anybody. There's Dr. Ian Ponda, which I like. That's good, because if Maul... hits, like Dengar's not hitting anybody.
Oh, you're forgetting that the shots and stuff are +2.
Oh yeah, at that site. So he can hit Obi-Wan. He still can't hit Luke. Luke's defense value +1 with the saber. So
what?
You still got to get a 6. You still need a 6 even at +2. So and with that stack, I don't think Drew battles. Like,
no.
So, and Drew shuffles his own reserve deck. All right. Just a stack of 5, and no, he's got a 5 there. This is where I think you might see a... Sorry about the mess combo. Just sorry Maul and walk away. Sorry Maul, flip your objective, grab a card.
I could see that.
So, yeah, blaster deflection lost would be so brutal. Oh, you want to shoot a guy here? Why don't you shoot Maul instead? I don't think he targets me. Oh my god, does he target vehicles? Hold up.
Yes, he targets vehicles.
At a +2.
Yeah.
You think he's got a 6? He was like, no, why don't you shoot Blizzard 1? That'd be amazing if he had it. Like, that would be the... I'd be laughing until next week. Like, if that happened, that'd be one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And, you know, it's... So you see Tarkin jump out, I guess. I don't think you need the power.
I don't think you do either.
Think you'd rather have the forfeit, like, unless you're counting on unless you're counting on Dengar hitting guys, like, you just battle and kill, you know. You swing at Maul, swing at Tarkin, draw your battle destinies, and call it a day. Like,
I don't know, but you know Drew's just sitting there. I can't wait to use this Splash Deflection Lost. I can't. Come on, let me just do it. Just come on.
Drew's like, it's really in there for Shadow Collective, but golly, would that be fun.
Yeah.
So, Drew seems like the kind of guy who would say golly. That's, you know, that's my mental image of Drew. Drew's going to watch this on YouTube later and just be like, these idiots. and that'll make me smile as well.
I mean,
So,
I could see Greg Shaw being like, "Hey, Drew, you really got to watch the commentary. Greg or Dan and Jared and Garrett had so many good points for you.
yeah,
And just like he just gets up to this point, and it's just like, what the heck? I've never said golly in my life.
he might. He's Drew's a nice guy.
He
I could,
is. He's
I
too
could.
nice.
Drew's a nice, a nice kid from Atlanta. I
Big
could see
bird.
Golly being in his thing.
I don't get it, Greg.
This is the
Oh, large pork. Okay.
yes. I was wondering why you didn't get it. I got it. Pretty
Because
bird.
I'm hopped up on Dayquil.
Yes, I have.
Dude, this is my second bottle since I've got home.
I believe you. I've gone through a couple of the things of the capsules and some NyQuil and just handling symptoms because COVID's
Oh, okay. Jedi's Fury.
all right.
Cancel
Ah,
Lord Maul's game text. I like it.
Okay, so Maul's not swinging.
Maul's not doing anything.
So here's where the sorry, if you've got the sorry, you just fine. I'll kill Dengar and call it a day. Or
you
Daughter of
cancel his game
Skywalker to
text?
cancel his game text. Ooh,
No, you still let the game text fly and use the 4 force with the blaster deflection lost.
no.
I know. I know.
And Drew grabs back the Jedi's focus
Fury.
right away, or Jedi's Fury. One of those two. He's getting back one of them. He's choosing to get back Fury. I don't think he played Focus yet, but I actually thought Tommy was coming out to Ohio. I thought he was.
Yeah,
I was
I
a little
know.
sad. I mean, everyone else that Ohio was awesome, and everyone who missed out. But it was a
Okay,
blast
here we go.
all the way
Drew
around.
versus Justin. At the third
Okay.
marker, Leia will attempt to cancel Tarkin's game text. I like that.
I don't hate that. And he gets it.
That will cancel his game
It does
text.
mean he's got to deal with Dengar fire, though. So he's got to have some sort of answer.
And it can't be blaster deflection lost.
It's pay 3. He can blaster deflection loss still.
Is it 3? I thought it was 4.
It's 3. No, it's 3.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Greg.
It's 4 if you're battling into first strike. So
Us-
it's 3. I can't fathom him doing that. If he's got a blaster deflection, it's just a use to cancel the targeting.
okay. Dengar targets Leia. Draws a 6. That's going to get rid of her.
Well, that's
Or it's
sitting
gonna
for a
hit her.
long time. Does he have a handle? No,
Oh.
apparently not. Okay.
Maybe he's got it there tracking us. This is tracked one.
Which wouldn't have gotten it anyways, so that's
and
fine.
Dr. Evazan says, "Get off my lawn," like Garrett.
Yep, that's
Leia goes to the lost pile. But she did her job.
she did, but I don't like battling into this if you don't have an answer for Dengar.
Yeah.
Like the not being able to stop that shot. There's the
Luke
blaster
draws
deflection,
the blaster deflection.
which is a use 3 force to retarget that blaster.
Yeah.
Oh, but it would have had to be shot at one of the guys with the blaster.
Yep. Misses
he
on
couldn't
Lord
have-
Maul.
You cancel Tarkin's text to do the to stop the extra battle destiny.
Draws a 4, so that's not going to do anything
That's
to
not hitting anybody.
Obi. Yeah.
That's a 5. Adds +1 makes it a 6. It's a miss.
Yeah, now if like you cannot hide forever was still out on the table, it would have hit him.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Well, and that would have potentially it wouldn't have been suspended because Drew definitely didn't play the don't do that again shield.
Yeah.
Because
that's when everybody was like, "What? You played
So-
this shield?"
Obi's swinging at Maul.
Yep.
I'm still. Well, that one got
That
Maul.
should hit him.
And there's a Force of Strong with this one be. I'd like to see another Force of Strong with this one to add a Battle Destiny and try and get this. So
okay, so Maul is hit, forfeit 0.
Yeah, I don't disagree, Berm. I really didn't like, without having an answer for Dengar shooting at Leia. I don't like starting this Battle Destiny. I don't like starting this battle.
There's
so he's adding a Destiny to attrition.
Yeah.
You're still losing a bunch of dudes here. Like, you're probably still down
29 to 13.
Yeah, you're still probably losing both of them.
Yeah. I mean,
like, it's nice
Justin's not
peel
getting
some stuff off, but
yeah. I mean, Justin's not getting the +1 with Lord Maul. Drew is getting the +1 from Like My Father for me, so that's a 6.
Yeah, so it's 29 to 19.
Yeah.
Well, but now we get the Battle Destiny from Darkseid. So he's down at least 10. Yeah, and there's a 6, so he's going to lose both of them. Like, you can't peel and actually you can't. You can lose Obi, but then you're okay. So he subtracts 1. Yeah.
So
still 35 to 19.
34.
Yeah, 34 to 19. So it's still 15. Obi and 7 feels real bad.
Especially when he would have 5, 8, 9 left, plus 5 in hand. So he had 14 left.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta lose them both. Like, the 11 forfeit is big. Like, he ground him out of guys. But yeah, that battle was.
And again, Drew initiated that one.
Yeah, without having a way to keep Leia alive, I really don't like starting that battle. Like, I would have just said, you want to play this game? I'll move my guys away. And honestly, I probably put Leia at the Endor.
Yeah.
To get the power +1, get that free Drano 1, and say, I'll move Luke and Obi across Hoth and.
Yeah, and then the prophecy stays there.
Yeah, like there's no way he's peeling 7 here. That would feel.
That'd be so bad.
Yeah. He's got to have another Luke in hand. Yeah. At this point, he's got to have another Luke in hand, and you just.
And he still has a chance to draw two, maybe 3 more cards.
Yeah. I mean, that puts you in the danger zone, though. Like, 7 battle damage. He's got 16 cards down right now. So if he peels, he's got to lose from hand. Or he's going to drop himself below the 9 he needs.
Yeah. No, he's going to keep
lose Luke.
Luke.
So, and Justin's going to lose probably Ozzel.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and then you'll just move Dr. Ian Ponda to the pilot slot on your turn, but you're going to drain for
2. Oh.
Okay.
I was going to say Justin's sitting at 13 plus 5, so yeah, and Drew's
15, and Drew's at 13 plus 9, 13 plus 8.
13 plus 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, Justin's going to drain. And the thing is, Justin's going to drain for 2. He's going to do the pointed ping damage. And
if Justin drops another Maul or even Kylo or Mara just to keep Hitko on the 0 side, like Drew's, that was a bad battle. There's no nice way to say that. That was a battle Drew did not need to start and would have been much better served just land to Endor, move Luke and move Luke and Obi to the 4th marker, and say, "Fine, I'm going to drain for 2 and force you to chase me." There's Luke from hand.
Luke in from hand,
which that's fine. That means he's got another Luke.
Yeah,
and there's no way he loses Luke without having another one.
And I do agree with Greg in the chat saying that if it has a way to keep Leia in that fight, he doesn't lose Luke.
Yeah, if you blank Dengar, you've got an extra 4 power and 8 forfeit.
Yeah.
And then you just find you drew an extra battle destiny, and I will lose.
Oof.
And there's no escape to get back Maul. You just go, okay, fine, I'll lose Obi-Wan and Leia.
Funny enough, Justin
And
only activated 6. I mean, he saved 4, but he only activated 6. Or he only activated 9 to start with that turn.
he might be focusing on keeping those good destinies sitting at the top, because there's no way Drew's going to drain this turn, I don't think.
True.
So, like I said, I think if I'm Drew, you go somebody to the 4th marker, somebody to Endor. Gosh, that Train of Zero looks bad now, though.
Yeah. So,
I think.
I was going to say, while we're in Drew's activate, let's go ahead and do our last trivia question for the night. I'm going to post it. This one is for the Sparkly Hera. So, your last one is, in what year did Drew first make the OCS top 16, and who was his first round opponent? So you need the year and the opponent. Sorry, Garrett.
All right. Nope,
I need the year and the opponent.
So I see Luke's lightsaber.
Yep, move the prophecy
Go to
over.
Endor, move the prophecy over so it can't be moved back. I mean, 6 cards in hand.
Okay, Lieutenant Blount coming down.
I don't hate that play at all. I don't love it, although he does have a Hoojix floating around somewhere.
Greg, you're incorrect. Both of you guys are incorrect so far.
Okay, well. I didn't know if he'd made it beyond last year. I know he...
Derek won.
Derek with another one. Congratulations, Derek.
Yeah, Derek Jackson. 2020, and his first round opponent was Jared Napolitano.
And Drew's just picking a few up here.
Yeah.
So... he can't pick up too much more. And
the thing is, Ultimatum's not in effect, so Justin's going to be able to drain for 3.
I almost wish he would have put Blount at the 2-1.
Yeah.
There's no benefit to the 2-0 or the 2-1, except at the 2-1, Ultimatum's in effect. If Justin's got anyone in hand, he can come down on Blount either way. And if he's got somebody to move, you're going to have to move Blount either way, but you would have saved yourself a force there. So we'll see where this goes. This is... that battle really, really hurt Drew. So right now, Justin's got, 13 down and 4 in hand. Drew's got 9 down and 5 in hand. And we're going to see Drew take 4 damage this turn.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to put him at 9.
Well, put him at 10 because he'll have 1 in hand. That's a bad.
Well, I'm saying he's being drained for 3, paying damage of 1. Yeah,
he already took the ping. Puts him at 10 total, 9 down, and he kept 1 in hand.
Yeah, I can't do math.
I think you were counting. He'd already done the ping when you were counting it.
Yeah.
So Justin just throws Palpatine down to say, I'm going to keep you on the 0 side.
Yeah, and I think that's all he needs to do.
Honestly, at this point, I'd walk Maul over to the 4th marker simply to put Decree in effect.
I was going to say
save himself a force.
Or Blizzard 1.
I don't think it really matters. Whatever you move there, Drew can't go after with just 1 card, I don't think. And only 9 down. And it doesn't... okay, so he's going to move them both. So he just jumped Maul into the walker, so he's going to move the walker over, jump Maul out, and he may actually go all the way. And never mind, Drew just conceded.
Yeah, so Justin's going to pull this one out.
Yep. That's... I will say with the no escape, I'm not sure. Even if Drew had kept Luke in that battle, it would have made a difference.
Yeah.
I think he still would have ended up, having to, he would have had to move Luke away, and then you face Maul just coming down and flipping you back. But that was a tight battle. That was very well played by both players.
I agree.
I'm glad we got to hang here. Yeah, missing on the swing hurt as well. That, costing him the, that saved him another guy. So there was a lot of things that just didn't quite go right in that battle for Drew, that he needed everything to go right. So it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. That's the game sometimes. Thank you, everybody who hung out and watched and spent this time with us.
And
congratulations to Justin Desai, our first top 2 OCS competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
and as you can see, the bracket, we're I believe it's this Wednesday.
I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday in the early afternoon. They're playing it because I know I looked at them and I'm like, I got to take my kid to hockey both those days. So it's the most Minnesotan thing you can say. Like, oh no, my kid's got hockey practice at 3 p.m. So sorry.
Well, game 1 of Sam versus Timo will be on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Game 2 will be this Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern.
And those will both be amazing games, and I'll probably be sitting in a parking lot at a hockey rink watching them on my phone as I enjoy somebody else's play. Yeah, Robbie, I think Drew's play, once he committed Luke to Endor, probably was just try and dance around with Obi-Wan for a little while. Ultimately, like I said, I think you need to commit Luke to Hoth. I think you need to go aggressive, but maybe he just didn't have the cards in hand on turn 1, and after that, you can't do much.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. These things happen. Great game by both players. Congratulations, Justin, to make it to the final, and he will get to watch and see if he's going to be facing off against Sam and the new allies, or Timo, who was a Killer Bee, and now I don't know who he officially.
Timo's an independent.
Timo is Timo.
Timo is Tom.
So, that's
until proven otherwise.
Timo is just Tom with a German accent. So that would be an interesting match. But thank you all for watching. Glad we were here. I don't think I got anything else to close with. May the force be with you.
Hollow
I'll let Drew walk us out.
Yeah, I was going to say Hollow Theater also this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I should be back, barring any other further health emergencies or family issues. Hayes Hunter will come on and be my guest. Next week, I'm going to try and get Greg Shaw and Carl Koenig to come on as my guests as well. So make sure you guys tune into the next 2 weeks. So until then, as always, may the force be with you, and good night, everybody.